I think it's important for men and women to understand that men don't only think about themselves when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
I get her right to where she edges, then I beat that thing up. And then when I'm beating that thing up, getting what I want, and I know that I'm about to, that's when I stop.
That's why y'all got them kids.
Then I put her back on her back and I say, baby, hold this one more time. And then I just,
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
And you are tuned in to another episode of Poor Minds.
Where a drunk mind speaks sober thought.
We got a guest today.
We got a guest today.
So first of all, y'all have been asking us to have this person on. They're blowing up our messages.
They have.
So we have the one and only author, actor, producer, award-winning podcast host, husband, father, athlete.
Come on, Lex. Come on, stop playing, Lex. Stop playing with me, Lex. Stop playing with me, Lex.
He be doing a hell of an intro.
Yeah, right? Come on, Lex.
We
Stop
got
playing
the
with me.
one and the only Devale Ellis in the building.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Lex, Drea, thank you for having me.
We're so happy to have you on the show.
That, I'm not going to lie to you. I have had some heavy hitters on this couch, right?
Yes.
That was probably the longest intro I've had to do.
I've done a lot.
You have done a lot.
Done a lot.
I want to start from the beginning. So, you know, the girls, we love a good athlete now. So we're going to start back in the NFL days.
Okay. Let's do that.
So
Let's do that.
Talk about like your football career and like how that got started and all that good stuff.
So the funny thing is, first and foremost, I love y'all.
Thank you.
Like, I'm excited if you can't tell. I've been smiling since I walked in here.
Period.
I was introduced to y'all last year when y'all introduced Crystal.
Yes,
Yeah,
love Crystal.
So ever since then, I just been seeing what y'all got.
Yes, we love you and
Congrats
Crystal.
to y'all, though.
Thank you. And
Thank
you can't rest. You got that on.
Come on, man. I knew because I knew y'all be on the fashion, you know what I'm saying? So, like, let me make sure I, show out a little bit.
We try to do a little 1-2, nothing too crazy.
Period.
But nah, football to me was a means to an end. People don't understand this. As a young black man growing up in Brooklyn, I always wanted to be in the arts. The first movie I ever saw in my life was Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
It was 1989. My father bootlegged it. My bad, Scoop, I'm telling your business. He bootlegged it, but then he showed it in the living room. He had a men's group called the Junior Laymen. And there was a bunch of young black men watching Boys in the Hood. I was 5. I walked in there, my pop's like, you want to watch? He sat me right here. And I watched all of these young men be captivated by what they saw on TV. And I said, I want to do that. But this is Brooklyn in the 90s. How many young black men walking around saying they're an artist? Homophobia was rampant in Brooklyn in the 90s. So it was like, yo, what am I going to do to show people I'm tough? You know what I'm saying? So I played sports.
Okay.
I played sports. I danced. I did the Bruck Up. I don't know if y'all know about that.
I know, that's right.
What's the Bruck Up?
The Bruck Up is a Caribbean dance.
Cause what? That shoulder was
You seen the shoulder move? You seen the shoulder move? So the Bruck Up is a dance. All right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you're laughing because you ain't know what the Bruck Up was.
Because that shoulder
You
was...
seen it? You seen
sore
it?
as hell tomorrow.
I'm not. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I just, you know what I'm saying? I used to dance. I used to be out in the streets trying to entertain people.
Okay.
But I knew I had to make money. So I was like, how am I make money? And I was like, sports.
So wait, I know your wife is Caribbean. Are you Caribbean too?
No, I'm Caribbean by relation.
Okay.
No, that's
Not by birth.
Nigerian, so I feel you.
Come on, you know what I'm saying?
No,
So you know what it is. My wife's Jamaican
Right.
Jamaican and Vincentian, so I adopted that culture. But I've always been big in Caribbean culture coming from Brooklyn. So
Yeah.
I just knew that I had to find my way out of New York. I never wanted to spend my whole life in Brooklyn. Sports came easy to me because I was fast, I was athletic, so I said I'm gonna play sports. I was gonna play basketball. I was like, I'm gonna be about 6'5". That's what, and then when you go to the doctor, right, the doctor tell you, I'm looking at your palm, your growth plates, you about 6'5", buddy. Lies.
I'm weak.
I stopped growing, and I said, you know what? I think football is it.
Yeah.
I'm not tall enough to play basketball. Went and got my degree and said I'm gonna focus on TV afterwards.
Okay.
And it was that simple. Football was a means to an end. I enjoyed it. The NFL was great to me. I made a lot of money that I wouldn't have been able to make.
Right.
But it was just the plan to get me to TV film.
Because a lot of people don't have that. And I
Yeah.
hate to see the story of like athletes when they leave the NFL and they just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They try to make the transition as you've made. A lot of them try to go to like the TV, doing sports casting. But
Right.
as you know, it's hard to talk on camera.
It's not easy. And the funny thing is, I thought I was going to go into broadcasting first too. I got my degree in broadcast journalism.
Yeah.
Us too.
And you see, but that's why I knew that y'all was good because
We got degrees in this
you see,
now.
degrees.
We went to school for this week season. We
Come on now.
trained.
But that's why y'all good at what y'all
We
do.
had Barbara Walters shaking for a long time. Okay.
The funny thing is, no one
Hate to see us
expected
coming.
no one wanted to see y'all coming like this.
That's
Just
true.
the way y'all dress, looking the way y'all look. Y'all not supposed to be able to do what y'all do.
Yeah.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? So the fact that y'all are doing this, please give yourselves a round of applause.
Thank you.
And shout out that y'all had degrees, because people think that having degrees is pointless.
They
Yeah.
do.
I
Yeah.
don't.
I don't. I think
I feel
it
like
depends
you
on what
said-
you want to do.
Well, yeah, I think it depends on what you want to do. But the thing that I love about people who have degrees, I think it just says that like you finish what you started.
You saw something through completion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a
Dedication.
businessman, that's important. All the people I go into business with, I go into business with people who I've seen do things through completion.
Right.
Because that means you had to do something you didn't want to do in
Yep.
order to see it all the way through, and that's life.
Mm-hmm.
So, I started off broadcasting. I worked for MSG Varsity
Okay.
doing games.
I know
And
that's
I,
right.
and I hated it.
You did?
Yes.
Why did you hate it?
Because they wanted me to say what they wanted me to say.
Oh, and that's what I was gonna say because you know we
Same.
did radio for a little
I
bit.
know you did.
Yeah,
And you hated it.
we hated it.
Because they said you can't say that.
It was certain we just couldn't be our authentic selves the way
Yeah.
that we can on this couch. And I mean, it's cool, you know what I mean? Shout out to the people that do radio, kudos to them. I just don't think it was for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually started off doing hard news. I used to have an internship at my college at TSU. So I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go to the radio station.
Oh, I know.
I'm reporting on all this stuff,
know.
like kids getting kidnapped, house
Yeah.
on fire. I'm like, this is depressing.
Ain't it though?
Oh my
It is,
God.
though.
It was so hard. And I was like, I don't want to do this. And then I kind of got into like doing like entertainment, news. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to talk.
And you know
Have
what else
fun.
I don't like? I don't like the breaks.
Yeah.
Like how you have to do, you know how you have to do so many pauses and breaks when you do radio?
Yes.
Yeah, I hate
Yes.
that. Like on this show, we just talk freely. It's no breaks. It's not edited. It's not altered. I think that you have to do that. Well, we know you have to do that when
Right.
it comes to like radio and broadcasting.
Podcasting is the evolution of medium.
It really is.
And it's going to become, like, I think going to become the mainstay of where people consume all of their information.
I'm
It's
not gonna
such a
lie to you. I
huge
think
thing.
I think it is now, though.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times when you are hearing people have authentic conversations and you're not hearing somebody like, oh, I have to ask this question. Like, we have talking points, but we gonna get off topic and you go like, oh,
Absolutely.
this is how this person feels about X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like them. Oh, you know what?
Absolutely.
I didn't really like what
Absolutely.
that they were doing, but now that I know them, I want to support everything that they do.
Absolutely.
So it could be good for you or bad. So that's what I want to talk about too. You getting into podcasting.
Yes.
Yes, how did that come about?
So my beautiful wife, Kadeen, is very similar to you guys. She went to school for broadcast journalism. She wanted to do hard news. She did Hofstra News and Views. She worked at the radio station, and she hated it.
Yeah.
So when I retired from the NFL, at this point, she was having our first child.
Okay.
I felt bad as a man that I was just like, man, like she has her own dreams. And she always has to stop doing her dreams if we continue to have children. So I was like, well, I can't even take credit for this. Our manager at the time, Denora Pena, shout out to Denora because her vision for what she saw for us was huge. And we wouldn't be who we were if it wasn't for Denora.
Okay,
but
shout out to you, girl.
Yeah, she got an opportunity from Stitcher. And Stitcher was like, hey, Devale and Kadeen do all of these videos about Battle of the Sexes. And it's funny, have they ever thought about a podcast? And Denora came to us and explained what a podcast was. I had never heard of a podcast. And I was like, wait a minute. So, babe, we could do the podcast from home. We could do the podcast from anywhere. But you'll get an opportunity to continue to work and do what you do in your field without having to pause every time you get pregnant. So I was like, let's focus on the podcast and build that out so that we can ultimately get to your goal of being a daytime TV show host. And she was like, bet, let's do it. And we started it. And now we're 15 seasons later and
That's
Webby Awards winning
amazing.
later.
That is.
Yes.
Because being in this field too, you know how many times we've seen people start it because they just be like, oh, I can do this if they doing it, and then they start it and then they quit.
Of course.
Because it's not as easy as it looks.
Well, nothing is easy that's worth having.
Yeah.
And the problem with most people, especially in this generation, is they want instant gratification. I was doing videos for years before any one of my videos got traction to go viral. And then once it went viral, that's when people was like, oh my gosh, Devale, you doing this? And I was like, well, where were y'all years ago? When I had 26 people viewing my videos and I was still making videos. I'm editing videos and putting pictures up and you see 3 likes.
That was us.
That was us. Oh my God.
You know,
when we first started the
screaming,
podcast,
10 listeners. Girl, what are you screaming for?
Right.
Ain't nobody watching this. Calm
Nobody
down.
was watching. But we kept going though.
You know who gave me the biggest tip, pause, about
Okay.
just creating
Wait.
content? I gotta pause that.
Like,
You can't say somebody
It's a
gave me a
pausable
big
moment.
tip and then I don't pause that. I
Yeah.
gotta pause
It's a
that.
pausable
But I felt
moment.
that
It
pause.
is.
You felt
Somebody
it?
gave me a big tip too.
Girl.
You felt that?
Mood.
Did you pause
No
it?
pause.
No, but no pause on mine, period.
Look,
My bad. Okay.
A lot
what
of-
was the big tip?
I can't even tell this
Pause,
story now.
pause.
Especially in this climate. But I worked as Omari Hardwick's a stunt double.
Okay, Ghost,
years.
I see
For
it.
3 years. You see it, right?
Hey,
was like
yes.
I was out, I had the suit on and everything, walking through truth.
Tommy.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My first speaking role in primetime television was when I played Ghost and I had to curse Tommy out. Y'all might remember this. The f you looking at? Remember that? Y'all remember that? You seen that? I said that to Tommy in jail, but it wasn't Ghost, it was me.
It was you.
It was me.
But why did he need a double for that? Just out of curiosity.
Well,
That's what I was low-key gonna ask.
I thought you were about to say
like,
backflip.
and why
Oh,
did
no,
he
no,
need
no,
a double
no.
walking through truth?
Well, so this is what so this is what happened, all right? Y'all not gonna shame me for my role,
No, we
all
not.
right?
We not,
I'm playing with y'all.
We
I'm
just trying to ask. We just
So-
trying to figure it out.
The role didn't start out as a double.
Okay.
The role started with season 2, I believe, episode 9. Tommy had went to jail, and he's in jail, and he sees a guy who looks like Ghost.
Okay.
And then he goes to him, and he's like, hey, Ghost, hey, Ghost. And then I turn around, and I say, the f you looking at?
Oh, no, that's right.
And then he realized, wait a minute,
was it?
that's not Ghost.
I gotta go watch that episode now.
Right?
Ooh.
After that episode is when the producers was like, yo, you look, and your body type is a lot like Omari.
Right.
And he was like, are you interested in being his stunt double? So my thing was, just like you, I said, the nigga be walking around in suits. What the f does he need a stunt double for? But I'll do it.
Okay.
Because I wanted to learn. I wanted to see what it's like to be
Right.
a leading man in a drama, the #1 drama on all the television.
Right.
So I'm doing that. And years before that, I had did 50 Cent's funeral video.
Okay.
I had played Remo.
Okay.
So one thing about 50 Cent, y'all gotta know this. 50 Cent remembers everyone who's been around him.
Really?
He does because, I mean, he's from Queens, I'm from Brooklyn. I understand this type of environment. He's from Queens, he's had beef his whole life. When people are around you, you make sure you can recognize who's around you. So I was around him all day shooting this video. 2 years later, I go to do Power, and he looks at me like, yo, I said, Remo.
That's crazy.
And he's just like, yo, what's good, my G? Like, people think 50 Cent is like this hard guy who always, he is. But he's also a businessman and a astute businessman. So, me being a Brooklyn guy, it's the end of the night. It's like 1:30. Of course, I'm just a stunt double. Stunt doubles don't really do shit. You know, so 50 Cent's walking through the lobby. And I see him. He's with a little PA. And I'm like, this is my chance. I'm going to go holler at 50. Right? So I jump up. Everybody's quiet. It's 50 Cent. I'm like, 50 Cent come through. I get up. He getting on the elevator. I go to get on the elevator. The PA puts his hand in my chest. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse
Let me through this, my partner.
like,
he
come
know
on.
me.
Walked right through that.
Right.
And then 50 was smirking. And I was like, yo, Fifth, what up? So then when he started talking to me, the PA was like, okay, I guess this is cool. So I said, yo, Fifth, man.
Not Fifth. You was sitting there real good.
I was real comfortable.
Hey, Curtis.
I was real comfortable because I'm like, this is my moment. This is my moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Walked in that bitch. I was like, Fifth, what up? He was like, what's up, my G? And I was just like, yo, I like you, yo. You a bully. Like me, I'm a bully too. See how I got on the elevator. So he started laughing. And I was like, yo, this is before BMF was out. I said, y'all want to be on BMF? And he was just like, yo, we gonna work. Never got a chance to be on BMF. You know how that go.
Yeah.
But what he did do, he's like, yo, what else you got going on? He's like, yo, come with me. I went with him to his dressing room. He looked at my social media because I told him the stuff I was working on. He saw my videos of my family before they ever went viral.
Okay.
And 50 Cent said, yo, this is hilarious. He said, yo, you got to keep doing this. He was like, let me tell you something. He was like, don't worry about the views. What you have here is a catalog of content. which means all you need is one video to go viral. And when people see that video, they're gonna go back and see what other videos. And when they see that you do this, they'll follow you and they'll share because it's not a one-hit wonder.
Right.
I was like, oh, he right. So that was June. That was June, I believe, 2016.
Okay.
September 2016, Cairo was born. I do a video, goes viral. I had about 1,000 videos. All of those videos now are getting hundreds of thousands of views.
From that one video.
The first thing I thought was 50 was right.
Yeah.
He was right. And the thing is, I'm not on BMF, but the information he gave me was more valuable than a role.
Yeah.
Because he taught me how to build my own thing. So from this day forward, I always say, I always get fifth.
Yeah, shout out to 50 Cent. I feel like that resonates with us too, though, because it was kind of like the same thing when we went on 85 South for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, that video got millions of views.
It hit 1 million in a week.
It hit 1 million in a week,
crazy.
and it trickled down, and it made people come back to all of our old videos and watch all of our old videos. And I remember on social media, we both gained like 80,000 followers on our personal pages and the Poor Minds page, like overnight. It was crazy.
That shows you the value of consistency.
Yeah.
Which most people don't have.
Yeah.
They want instant gratification. If they don't get it, they quit. But consistency means you do stuff when nobody's watching. And then when people pay attention, you got a catalog. That happened to y'all, that happened to me, and now look at y'all.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
And look at you.
I'm grinding, baby, still grinding.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl XP.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
And y'all know every week we talk about getting your credit up. You can't do nothing in this world without having good credit.
Yes, absolutely. And with Kickoff, all you have to do is make on-time payments and they report it to the credit bureaus and boom, you got higher credit.
They have showed people to increase their score by up to 28 points in their first month. I don't know about you, but I needs that.
Me too.
So what you're going to do is go to getkickoff.com/poorminds and sign up today. Over 100,000 people have reviewed it, and 98% of those reviews are 5 stars. So go to getkickoff.com/poorminds today. Build your credit fast with Kickoff, the best credit building plan to jumpstart your credit. Get your first month for $1. That's 80% off the normal price when you go to getkickoff.com/poorminds today. That's kickoff without the C. Get KIKOFF.com/poorminds. Must sign up via getkickoff.com/poorminds to activate offer. Offer applies to new Kickoff customers first month only, subject to approval. Average impact of 28-point increase in first month based on Equifax Advantage Score 3.0 changes for Kickoff customers with starting credit below 600 who made their first on-time payment between January 2021 and March 2024. Payment and credit activity outside Kickoff can have an impact on your credit. Terms and conditions may apply. Offer subject to change. Individual results may
I
vary.
want to talk about, since we're talking about podcasting, because we were speaking a little bit earlier and you were about to touch on, because we talk about the freedom that we have with podcasting also comes with a little negativity, because you can give your opinion, but a lot of times people not going to agree with it, and they're going to be dragging your ass.
Yeah.
One thing me and Dre are not strangers to
Is
is
getting
getting
dragged.
dragged. Like, we are always getting drugged about something.
Understandable.
So, not understandable. You were supposed to say, damn, not my girls.
No. Well, I've been dragged. I've been dragged a couple of times.
Okay, but talk about the time that you got dragged and you were just like, oh my God, why did I say this? Or you regretted it or something.
Well, the first thing is I never regretted saying what I was saying. I got dragged because people have a difference of opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
First thing I will say that I've learned as an athlete is that people are not, like you are not entitled to having everyone's admiration or agreement. You say something, people have the right to disagree with you if they do.
Right.
You can't take that as hate. You can't take that as negativity. It just is what it is. Because I think about it, there's a lot of people that I don't agree with. So I'm like, you know what? When I put something out, I put it out there as art, and I say, regardless of what people say, this is my truth. The problem with most people is they don't speak their truth. What they do is they say something thinking that everyone's gonna agree, even if it ain't their truth.
They're trying to be liked.
And then when people don't agree, they get mad.
Yeah.
When you speak your truth, you can't get mad if people don't agree.
Right.
That's my truth. Whether you agree with it or not, it's still my truth.
Yeah.
And I'm unapologetic about that.
So you be standing on business when you say stuff and they don't like it.
Yes, I stood on bit. Listen, the podcast I got dragged for the most. They tried to cancel your boy.
Ooh.
We were talking about monogamy.
Okay.
And I was speaking about how I felt as a man that it is unfair for a woman to say, hey, I want you to be monogamous with me, but only monogamous with me when I want you to be monogamous with me. If you want to have sex and I'm not ready, then And I was like, that's kind of unfair. If this is supposed to be a partnership, when I want to have sex or when you want to have sex, let's at least have a discussion about it. It can't just always be when you want it.
Right.
And some women dragged me and was just like, it's my body, you can't tell me when. And I said, you know what? If that's how you feel, if what I said made you feel that way, then that's how it made you feel.
Right.
I'm not gonna argue you down.
Yeah.
Your perspective dictates the fact that that made you triggered in a way.
Right. I think a lot of times people get so wrapped up in people's opinions because they created this version of you in their head. So if they watch Sisters or they watch The Team and they like, oh my God, this man, and they see you with your wife, so they like, oh, I want a man like that. He's a good father. So they create this image of you in their head, but they don't know you at the end of the day. So when you say something that doesn't fit their narrative that they created in their head, they be ready to be up in arms about it. Because that happens a lot. I feel like a lot of times people tend to feel like, oh, Lex so funny, she's so sweet, she's so nice, but I'm really like an introvert. I really don't like people as much. I really just kind of, be doing my own thing. So sometimes when I say things that people don't like, they be ready to bring out the pitchfork. But I'm like, why are you so upset at, I think the biggest thing that shows people's ignorance is when you can't understand that not everybody thinks the same.
I mean, an opinion is an opinion. Like, just because I say something and that's how I feel, it doesn't necessarily mean it's factual. If you don't agree with me, it's okay for you not to agree with me, but it shouldn't have you up in arms because it's my opinion. You should be able to take a difference of opinion and go about your day.
I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah.
But what we all have to understand as humans is that social media isn't a place where everyone has a prerequisite of being healed before they participate.
Right.
True, yeah.
So when you hear people's responses to your opinions, typically it's because they're going through something where your opinion triggers something that they're going through.
Yeah.
And if it made them feel a way and they want to spit fire at you, they have the right to do so.
Sometimes it just be triggering that they a fucking hater.
Yeah, sometimes people just be mean.
Sometimes people be mean. Sometimes people be haters.
Or they going through shit and they're taking it out on you.
But let me ask you a question. That says more about them than you, right?
True.
Yeah.
So why do you let that affect you? You shouldn't.
Because I'm sensitive, though. Everything gets to me. I be like, Drea, they said my hair was napping. Bitch.
Lex,
Drea, they said they seen my nail was broke.
She do. Lex is a little more sensitive than I am. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, for the most part, I let a lot of shit roll off my back. But sometimes people do say something every once in a while where I'm just like, oh, I gotta respond. But I want to get to that point where I don't say anything.
Beyonce. We want to be Beyonce.
I want to be Beyonce to the bullshit.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm Rihanna.
But the thing is, there's nothing wrong with being Rihanna or Beyonce.
Yeah.
It's just whatever allows you to have peace
Yeah.
in your day. You know what I'm saying? If peace means today I'm about to clap back on this motherfucker, then today is a clap back day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If peace for me means that I'm gonna ignore it and I want to be Beyonce for the day, then that's gonna be my piece for the day. And the truth of the matter is, can't nobody tell you how you supposed to respond to what people make you feel.
That is true.
That's one thing I've learned about social media or people in general. If I said something that made someone respond in a certain way, whether it was hate or whether it was this, I'm like, that person going through it. Oh well. If I felt like clapping back on somebody that day, I was going through it. Oh well.
So you be clapping back sometimes?
I don't.
Okay.
Clap back.
Did you used to?
I don't. Yeah, I used to.
Okay.
Clap back, but I never clapped back in a way where I wanted to make someone feel small.
Okay.
I always tried to clap back in a way where I can educate someone on a different perspective. But even on that, I learned that some people don't want a different perspective. They want to exist in their own perspective. So I've learned to let people live. If you understand history and you understand the economy and the way the world works, you start to have empathy for people, right?
Yeah.
99%. Lex, just listen to me.
Because I'm not there yet. I be like, you big back, broke back, mouth ass bitch, big belly mother. I be...
No, Devale, it's so funny. It's so funny because we share the logins to like all of our pages.
I know, so I know
and I always be seeing the notifications when she go off on people, and I be like, bro.
And I be...
every day, every time.
That wig tell you to say that? Who talking? Can't tell, bitch. Which one?
Said big back, bro. The thing is, I get it though. Because sometimes I do feel like, how dare you judge me and say things to me and not look at your life first. But I want you to consider this. Consider this. 99% of the world's wealth is controlled by 1% of the population.
Yeah.
Which means 95% of the population is not comfortable with where they are in their place in life, which means they're working in a job they don't like. They have a husband or a wife they don't like.
Yeah.
There's something going on every single day. And the only thing they have control over is that social media.
Yeah.
I can put a comment on here and I can fuck with Lex today. And you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna talk to Lex today because if she responds to me, that's the only control I have. And when you give people that control, now they winning.
Yeah.
And now you've lost it because now all people gonna talk about is how you responded to the person that nobody knows. They know Lex though. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
They know Lex, they know Drea.
He ain't
You know
lying,
what
because
I'm saying?
I be ready to crash out.
That's
I love to get on live and crash out.
But you know what's crazy? The few times that I have crashed out, people have responded. Like, I had posted a screenshot on Twitter like 2 weeks ago because this guy, I had tweeted something and this guy had like a crazy ass rebuttal to me. I can't even remember what he said. But then after I said something to him, he posted, I reposted it and I like kind of went off on him. And then he was like, oh, thank you for responding. I love you.
You see what I'm saying,
And I was like, what? This is what I be talking about when I say people are fucking weird.
Yeah.
He did all of that for him to say I love you when I responded. It was so crazy.
He wanted your attention.
Yeah.
And you gotta understand too that a lot of people know, like they know that I can't get this person's attention unless I say something to trigger them.
Yeah.
And then the minute they get your attention, then all the love comes out. That's why I don't respond with people with vitriol all the time, because a lot of these people really don't have the tools to articulate eloquently how they feel.
Good vocabulary.
Oh, thank you. I told you I went to school. I graduated, you know what I'm saying?
I did
went to
too,
school,
but
you
I
know.
don't know shit you talking about.
She said vitriol.
Who the hell is that? Is that
know,
a hell? I done popped the park. I ain't never popped the vitriol.
Girl, shut the fuck
You know,
The hell is that? I needs that. Give me 2.
get you some vitriol, baby. Vitriol change your life. Vitriol change your life now.
Oh my goodness.
It change your life.
So I definitely, we ain't even got into the first topic yet. But before we get into the first topic, I definitely want to talk about your beautiful wife and your family.
My baby.
So how did y'all meet? I think I did read somewhere, or maybe I seen it on y'all social media. Y'all met in college, right? No?
Nope.
No?
We went to the same elementary school.
Oh,
Really?
Lord.
Same elementary school.
Oh, wow.
And she tells the story that she recognized me when I was in first grade. She was in second grade. I didn't, you know.
Not you
girls
pulling the older ones.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Zach got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Even when Zach's 6.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But girls still had cooties during that time, so I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
But long story short, because this is a long story, we have a brother the same age and we have a sister the same age. So we both are a family of 3.
Okay.
We have brothers who are the same age, sisters the same age. And I used to go back when we were in middle school to pick up my brother and sister, and she used to see me. We ended up going to rival high schools. She was a cheerleader. I was a football player. And then my senior year, I was being awarded by the elementary school that we both went to.
Okay.
And that was the time that she could finally see me and say, hey, Devale, I'm interested. And
Now she
from
was
there-
choosing.
I know that.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about my wife, okay? And I'll say this. All of the stuff that they say you're not supposed to do on social media to get a man, she did every single one of them.
Really?
She walked up to me.
But it worked out in her favor.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She did every single, she walked up to me, it was me and my brother, she said, Brian and Devale Ellis. And I was just like, I was looking at her and I was like, damn, she fucking fine. But I gotta be cool. I was like, what's up?
Yeah.
The whole night, we was sitting there chopping it up. And then at the end of the night, I was trying to do what my pops tell me to do. My uncle, they like, yo, you don't be too thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Let her walk away a little bit. Then, like they told me as she about to walk away, that's when you grab her arm and you just be like, excuse me.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? That was the, you know, I was like, I was gonna.
You was meant for TV because you was already living your real life like you was being recorded.
Drea, you see what I'm saying? I had all this in my mind.
I'm so weak.
But when
That's me though. I live my life every day. I think I'm in a movie.
my whole life's a
Yeah.
rom-com. You can't
Same.
tell me I'm not in a rom-com right now. It's called Ditch.
Dog.
Not Hitch, Ditch. Because I be ditching these hoes and I found my wife. That's why.
Period.
But before I could, you know, grab her arm, she grabbed my thing and said, yo, since you ain't gonna ask me for my number, I'm gonna just give it to you.
I like her.
Which they say online, women are not supposed to do that. You're supposed to
say
be
that, though.
demure. You're supposed to be mindful. My wife was not about that. She was like, take my number down. I took the number down. I called her the whole summer. She did not answer. She's a pageant. She's a pageant girl. She was on the road.
Okay.
I'm thinking she's trying to play me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, fuck this. I ain't chasing after you, man. I got an 89 Maxima. It's 2000. I got black rims on that joint with 2 subwoofers. I'm vibing right now. I'm him. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna miss
I had 2 12s. I had 2 12s. But thank you, Drea. You gonna miss your blessing.
Yeah.
And I was like, off her. And then she called me.
And
I was like, what the fuck? She said, hello? And then she was just like, hey, handsome. And I immediately went back to the way my dad told me to be. I was just like, what's up? Stop laughing. You see you laughing. This is the problem. You're not trying to listen.
I'm sorry.
So I was like, what's up? And then when I said, what's up, we started vibing. She came and visited me the next day, and it was all history after that, y'all. The thing that impressed me, though, she asked me, our first date, we in my dorm room, I was ready to smash. Like, I'm 18. I ain't gonna lie, I'm 18. You see my wife, you know what I'm saying? Long hair, slim. She got a little fatty on her. I was like, okay, give me some of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a D1 athlete. I'm not thinking about no wives or nothing.
Yeah.
So she's eating a hero, and I'm like, she's like, so, she's eating a hero. She's like, so what's your plans in life? I was like, okay, well, I want to be an actor. I want to do that. She was like, what? And Martin was on TV. I was like, I want to have my own sitcom. She didn't miss a beat. She said, okay, so how we gonna do that? Man, when I tell you, Dre, bro, I fell in love.
I know that.
I was like, oh, she wanna know my dreams.
So if you were 18, she was like 19.
She was about to turn 19 in December.
A 19-year-old woman asking something like that on the first date.
Come on.
Because I would have been like, to be or not to be, go ahead, nigga. What we finna do tonight?
You see what I'm saying? That's what I was.
That's a good woman.
Come on.
You right.
And the internet be telling you, don't be going out there and trying to be wifey off the first date because she was wifey off the first date.
You gotta be intentional.
Yeah. The very first date.
Also, it was to the right man though. So
I'll agree.
A lot of times though,
I'll agree.
It is a lot of good women that meet up and they're doing the right things, but it's with the wrong man. So I think that is why a lot of times you hear women giving the advice of don't do this, don't do that, because they did that and saw no results.
I agree.
So
I will say this though, Lex. I have a question. Now I'm not gonna say I have a question. So many women talk about these bad men. Why do women choose bad men?
You want me to give you the
I really do want to know.
Because them red flags be red flagging early.
And they be smacking y'all in the forehead like black out red flag, and y'all be like, I don't care.
And they be like, it's okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I hear you. I'm not really like that though.
No.
I be leaving when it comes to red flags. I don't really play that shit. Like, I've always had a no nonsense policy, but sometimes if we really want to get into it, I feel like that's why I'm still like not married and stuff. Because
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
My boys, I got boys who are single, and they always talking about bitches ain't this. And I'll be like, nigga, you be choosing the wrong woman every time.
Yeah.
Like we'll see the woman that he brings. And I could tell in 2 minutes, not gonna work.
That's not the one.
But here we are, 2 months saying that you be, but D, I'm like, bro, you keep choosing the same woman over and over and over again. Then your response to that is all these bitches. No, you keep choosing the
wrong one.
The same one. Yep. So that's why I'm asking you, because I want to know a woman's perspective.
So I'll say this. In my 20s, I was having a ball. I wasn't looking for nothing serious. I was having a good time. So I'll say, as in my 30s, in my mid-30s, I'm intentionally dating. You know, I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for a year. So I can talk about the things that I was dealing with beforehand. And I'll just use the last guy I dated before him, for example. I'm not gonna yai. A lot of times, I knew the type of men I was dating. And I knew what I was in the situation for, whether it was to have fun, he was spending money, X, Y, Z. But once I started dating intentionally and I'm like showing like who I really and what I really wanted to do and my goals, the last time, I will say, a lot of men, they put up a good front, okay? They're auditioning. It's like they look at it like a job application. So if I'm applying for a job, when I show up, they be like, what is the worst thing about you when it comes to work? Oh, I'm just always on time. I hate the fact that I'm just so punctual. And sometimes I work whenever I'm supposed to be clocked out. That's how men are. So that you'll ask a man, you're asking all the right questions, you're doing the right things, and they're like, oh my gosh, this woman is amazing. I'm not really looking for nothing serious though, but I don't want her to leave me alone. Because I'm not ready to be the man for her, but I don't want her to leave me alone because she's doing all these wifey things.
I feel you.
So a lot of women have experienced that. Now, one thing about me, I don't date. I'm not a bitter dater. So just because this man does this to me, okay, we broke up, I'm going to still move on and I'm going to still be happy and try it. I'm not going to be tainted about love. So
That's
I feel like now I'm in a relationship where I am with somebody who appreciates the things that I do. And it's like,
congrats, I'm happy for you.
Reciprocated. But I will say, I was in a situation where I felt bamboozled.
So, can I just give you guys some insights?
Sure.
Based on what you said. You said in your 20s, you was having fun. Would you say that you bamboozled a bunch of men?
Hell yeah.
Okay, fair. So we're in agreement, right? You know why men in their 20s can't bamboozle women? Because we don't got no fucking money.
Period.
So you know what happens? We spend all of our 20s getting bamboozled.
Okay.
And I'm not pointing you out, Lex, but a beautiful woman like you, who we may have thought like that could be my wife, and you bamboozled us in our 20s. Now a nigga got money now.
It's time to do the bamboozling.
It's time to do the bamboozling. And what happens is when a woman is now in her position, late 20s, early 30s, she's like, I'm ready to be someone's wife.
Yeah.
Well, now you finna get bamboozled.
But you know,
And I'm just being honest, that's that. And I'm not saying it's okay.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that you had your time to bamboozle. A man can't bamboozle until he got the resources to do some bamboozling. Show me a black man in their early 20s who don't come from a prominent family who got resources to bamboozle.
That's true.
So, so then finally when they make some money, I'm finally a VP of my job. I'm 30.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I can do all the things that I watched that woman do with that other guy that I liked. So now I'm gonna do that to these women, and I feel like women get upset when a man does it, but then they'll openly say, like you just said in your 20s, I was bamboozling niggas.
I wasn't.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
it was also a guy that had been trying to holler at me for 3 years.
and I feel like you should never get him a chance.
So it was like
Wait, time out.
He couldn't wait.
Why you can't give that guy for 3 years?
I get that too.
They
It
got
was
that
this guy.
get back.
He was hounding me a year and a half, trying to holler at me. When I say he was going above and beyond, trying to get me to talk to him, and then I finally gave in. I was like, okay, let's see what's up. He played the fuck out of me. He played the fuck out of me, and it took me years to get over the hurt.
Fucked up.
It took me, I'm telling you. And that's why I feel like if you initially not interested in a man and you curved him, he gonna remember that shit, girl. You better leave that nigga alone.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not man.
Yes, I think that's all men.
I done did that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm not. For 3 years, I was chasing that. For 3 years, and you made me feel like I wasn't deserving of it. So you know what them men do?
I feel like they be having a vendetta.
Bro, them men be up at night. They be in their bed like this, not even sleeping. They be like,
I'm gonna get that whole
get
back.
Drea. One day I'm gonna get Drea. I swear to God, I'm gonna get Drea. Then the minute you say, hey, they like, wait a minute. This is my time. But the truth is,
you, don't give him no chance if he's been trying to holler at you.
if he hasn't healed, then don't.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, man, like, you not wrong for wanting to party in your 20s.
Yeah.
Like, and here's the truth. Can we at least be honest for once with people? If a woman wants to party in her 20s, let her party.
Yeah.
If a man wants to party in his 30s when he first got his money, let him party. Let's stop shaming people who have worked their life for what they want, who are enjoying their life.
Right. Yeah.
And then when that person is ready to settle down, they're gonna meet the right person for them.
Right.
I think the problem is most people want to put a wide net around the entire species. All men act like this because the men that I dated act like that. No, that's just the men you choose.
Right.
All bitches ain't shit because, no, that's just the women you choose, my G.
Yeah.
If we start to realize that, we'll, you know what I'm saying, we'll be like, we'll give each other a little bit more grace.
And you know
I
what?
agree.
Circling back to your original question, I think that women, I can only speak now that I'm in my 30s. I have a lot of friends and people around me who I feel like once you get to 30, it starts to become like, we talked about this with another guest, I think, desperation, the desperation of being in your 30s.
I get it.
I think when women hit 30, now it's like this time clock.
It is.
I gotta get married. I gotta have kids. So I think when the red flags be red flagging, they be like, oh, it's fine because I want to be married. I want, even if it's not to the right man, society has made me feel like I gotta be married and I gotta have kids. And then what? I'm 32, I don't have kids yet. That biological clock ticking, you know? And I really think that that is more so what it is. I can say for women in their 30s. Because I think when you in your 20s, Some women do want to get married in their 20s, but a lot of women that I know, they wouldn't even think about that. Yeah. And then it's like when you turn 30, all of a sudden the pressure is on.
I mean, I don't blame women for not wanting to be married in their 20s, bro. Like we live in a capitalist society where misogyny rules.
Yeah.
Right? If you are a beautiful woman and you're getting attention from a bunch of dudes, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy yourself. Now, of course, everyone is going to say, well, you need to settle down and not be promiscuous and stuff. But let's be honest. Monogamy, much like veganism or Christianity, is a choice.
Yes.
Someone has to choose to want to be that.
Yeah.
And someone has to want to be that in order to enjoy that aspect of life. I think it's a disservice to people when we try to cast a wide net over everybody. Like, everybody got to be monogamous. Everybody got to be Christian. Everybody, like that. We got to stop doing that because we're all different people.
Right. And I think that having that mindset, because I do have that mindset, I don't take things out on, because everybody is different.
Right.
Everybody's experience is different. Like,
absolutely.
So I think I agree with Drea. The desperation of women in their 30s, like I said, we just talked about this. But for me, I will say this. I'm just such a okay, let it be.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, if it's in my path to be with a man and get married, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Facts.
Because I know myself and I know I'm a good person. I know I'm a damn good woman.
Facts.
So I don't have no pressure on it. You know?
But what you just said, it makes all the sense in the world, though. Think about it. I know who I am.
Right.
I'm not going to define my existence on this planet based on what all the other women in the world are doing.
Right.
That's not even your plight to carry.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For me, it's like, whoa, okay, Lex wants to get married now. I'm in my 30s. I'm going to be deliberate about finding the right person now. Listening to the statistics and all of that shit don't really even matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Because none of that will ever fit to every man or woman in the world. I say that because monogamy works for me.
Period.
But then when men ask me, yo, dude, man, how you do this, how you do that, the first thing I ask them, do you want to be monogamous? Or do you think that being monogamous is the only way that you can be considered high functioning? And they're just like, well, I'm listening to these podcasts and they say monogamous men are high functioning. And I said, bro, stop just listening to people and ask yourself what you really want out of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to stop shaming people for not following the lifestyle we follow.
Yeah.
Monogamy works for me because Devale knows that, you know what? I love women, like, a lot. I do truly love women. Like,
Yeah.
first thing I do, I look at you, I'm like, she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. But I also know that if I'm not disciplined enough to control my urges, and I'm attacking and running after every woman, I don't have the ability to focus on the things that's going to help me provide for myself and my family.
Yeah.
So monogamy works for me. There are some men who can balance both.
Yeah.
Right.
And can chase skirts and chase money and make it. I would never tell that brother, you got to be monogamy or you not high functioning. Man, get the fuck out of here. For example, like a 50 Cent or Floyd Mayweather. Both them brothers is doing way better than I am. How I look telling them, you better be monogamous or you ain't gonna make it in life. It's the same thing for women. We should never tell women, you better get married or you ain't gonna make it in life. Oprah ain't never been married. She one of the richest people in America.
Yeah.
It's
see what I'm
crazy that
saying?
you bring that up because that goes into
That
our
actually is our first topic.
But first-
we need to ask Ty what we drinking.
I knew this episode was gonna be like this.
I did too.
I knew it. Ty, what we
let's
drinking
go.
today?
He
This is
is.
good.
So Ty, what are we drinking today? These drinks are so good. I'm actually about to need
This
me
is good.
another
I'm gonna need
one.
another one.
Yes.
Same.
I got
'cause
you.
we getting-
So, our guest, he is literally, he does it all. He is, like you said, actor, producer, athlete. He is the jack of all trades. And that's what this drink is called, Jack of All Trades. It's a classic old-fashioned style cocktail. We have some bourbon in there. We have some Demerara, which is like a brown sugar syrup.
about it. Talk
we have
about
some
it.
Angostura bitters and a little bit of orange bitters in there. As the garnish, we have some cherries. We have a lemon peel and an orange peel that I kind of just expressed into the cocktail just to give that flavor and that bounce off. And this, like him, is the jack of all trades.
Talk about it, Ty. Talk about it, Ty.
I like that, Ty.
I love
like
it, Ty.
that.
Thank you.
Oh, this is
course.
Thank you
delicious.
so much.
Thank you, Ty.
Got another round coming up.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
And we are here to tell y'all about the genius that is masterclass.com. If you're a creative, you want to get into modeling, cooking, anything you are trying to learn, this is the place to learn from the pros.
Yes, they have over 200 plus pros on Masterclass. And imagine learning modeling fundamentals from Naomi Campbell.
Campbell.
Imagine.
Or acting from Samuel L. Jackson.
Or a little humor from Kevin Hart. I personally took Issa Rae's masterclass, and it definitely helped me because she was teaching about how to think outside of your creativity, or if you have an idea in your head, how to get it in action and turning your ideas into actual TV shows or actual content. I'm telling y'all, if you wanted to learn directly from the people who are making moves in the industry you want to succeed in, Masterclass is the site for you.
Absolutely. And I also love that for all new memberships, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Oh, I like that.
So if it don't work for you, get your money back.
Yes, so if you want to get a discount, you can sign up at masterclass.com/poorminds. That's masterclass.com/poorminds, and you sign up for the annual membership and you'll get 15% off. I'm telling y'all, you cannot get started until you invest in yourself. Masterclass.com/poorminds.
Period.
Right now, our listeners get 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/poorminds. That's 15% off at masterclass.com/poorminds.
Yo, back to your point though, you made a really, really good point when you said, like, basically you can't convince a man that doesn't want to get married. And I think that that's where a lot of women mess up too, because they're dating men who, it's obvious that's not the goal.
Right.
That's not his goal. So why are you even pursuing that? Why are you even staying in that situation? In order for a relationship to be successful, you have to date somebody where y'all want the same thing.
Yes.
And y'all goals align.
Yes, it's that simple. That's why I think that the whole 50-50 argument is annoying. The whole who's going to be submissive to who is annoying and pointless, because I know what I'm looking for in life. Every woman in the world is not looking for the same thing I'm looking for.
Right.
So what I do is, those women who are not looking for what I'm looking for, I applaud them for looking for whatever they're looking for. I don't shame them. For example, they're like, I need a submissive wife who's going to follow me. Okay, so that's what you're looking
That's
for.
the type of wife you need.
What if you have a woman here who is a 7, 8, 9-figure earner? You telling me I'm supposed to tell that woman she's supposed to submit to me,
Right.
and she can make more? No, that woman's journey is different in life. Let her find someone. But it's also the same thing for a man, right? Women will say all the time, I want somebody 6'2", abs, make a lot of money, can fuck all night.
Yeah.
What if that nigga just want to be a homebody and take care of his kids? There's a woman for him.
Yeah.
And
It may not be for you, but why shame him?
Or why try to mold him?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why try to mold him?
I can shame him a little bit. I ain't gonna mold him.
You can't shame that man
I'm
for
gonna
that.
throw a little shame in. Just a little bit. Get
You
your
want-
ass up and go to work.
So here's the thing. And I've been called misogynistic because of this.
Really?
I believe it is the man's job to work. The reason
I
why
believe that too.
I was called misogynistic because some women, and I had to agree with this segment. Some women are not made to have children.
Okay.
Some women don't want to have children.
Yeah.
So you can't define their womanhood by saying if you don't have children for a man, you're not more of a woman. And I had to mature enough as a man to understand that, you know what, that's a valid fucking point. So for me, I personally feel for Devale that I want to be able to support my wife. I want to be able to make all the money. And if she wants to make money, she can. But if she don't, and she want to be a homemaker, she could do that too. I was called misogynistic by some women who feel like I'm controlling my wife. But you know what I learned in that? I'm not for that woman.
She need to write a how-to book.
See?
Yeah.
Because she got all the answers.
So
I'm gonna call her. Period.
a lot of people feel they got all the answers.
Yeah.
You know when you realize you don't got all the answers, that's when you start to advance in life.
That's
Yeah.
when you start to evolve.
Yeah.
and
When
grow.
you evolve, when you realize, you know what,
Thank
I
you,
haven't
Doc.
arrived. The minute you think you arrived, that's when you really lost.
So the first topic we wanted to ask you, because there's two different sayings that people always say. They always say, behind every successful man is a
Yes.
strong woman. You know, married men are more successful.
Yeah.
And
But not-
statistics technically show that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, they have statistics that show single women live longer.
Yes.
Single women are
Are happier.
happier.
Yes.
You know, like being independent and being free. And, you know, we
Yes.
see people like Oprah who has a little situation, but she does what she can do. You know, we see the Tracy Ellis Ross and
Yes.
we see all these women. We're like, that don't look so bad.
Right.
So how do you feel like as a married man, society should approach things like that?
And do you feel like that's true? Like with
Right.
you being married, do you feel like, for example, your success, is it attributed to a certain extent by your relationship and your
Yeah.
marriage?
Yeah. The first thing I will say is that I wouldn't be the person I am if it wasn't for my wife and my partner.
Right.
When I was 18, 19 years old, and I told Kadeen that I wanted to be an actor, and I was going to use the NFL, she made my breakfasts. She did the stretches. When I separated my shoulder and I had to sleep sitting up.
From that dance.
She was sitting up.
That's why
The Brooker.
That's what it was? It was the shoulder. Lex, I ain't fucking with you, man. I hurt my shoulder playing football, okay?
Okay.
I'm out here in these streets. I'm out here in these streets.
Sure you did.
I got stats to prove
That
it.
was
All
probably
right.
the straw that broke the camel's back, but it was probably the Brooker first.
I'm gonna fight Lex before I leave here. I'm gonna fight Lex. All my Brooklynites, y'all know what the Brooklyn is, the Bruck-up is. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
But she was doing the stretching.
She was all of those things. She was there when I was training for the NFL. She was there. She helped me create. Okay, I'm a visual learner, right? You get playbooks. The playbooks sound like this, just so you know. Hop to trips right motion, scat right, 525, F-post swing, ready, break. Every word has a meaning. My wife made flashcards with every word in those things, and it had a definition.
Okay.
And that's how I practiced learning the plays.
Oh, she was in the
So
trenches.
she wasn't, you know what they say? She wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Huh.
She was definitely.
She was with me shooting in the gym.
Because, baby, that sounds like a whole different language to me. I was like, what?
But that's why I praise and honor my wife so much, because she literally was. And sometimes people say, like, man, why you doing all of that? Like, your wife? I say, yeah, maybe your wife didn't do it, but my wife did. But I will, the first thing I'll say is I am who I am because I have a support system. Not only my wife, my parents, her parents, the mentors in my life who poured into me. They all made Devale possible. So it wasn't just my wife. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just God. It was a combination of everything. But I will say this about statistics. First and foremost, statistics are skewed, right? Because I will say this, nigga, nobody never asked me a fucking question. Where are these statistics coming from? I've been married for 14 years and no one
Nobody
ever asked me.
You never went on Family Feud? I wonder who asked them that question.
You see what I'm saying? We've asked 100 would be white people. That's the first thing. You know it's 100 white people.
You ate with that one.
You
know what I'm saying? So
ain't nobody asking.
Who the
Ain't
fuck
nobody
y'all
ask-
asking?
Right, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So first thing we gotta do is throw out those things because they
Okay.
typically don't ask black people. A lot of the things they ask in these statistics and stuff like that aren't about us. So we can just dismiss that. The second thing I would say is if we're going to rate success based on Western views, which means what white people say is considered successful, we're all gonna fall short because these views have never been made for us.
Right.
Remember, we were considered 3/5 of a human being in this country. Since 1774, we weren't considered humans.
Low key
So
still
since
not.
we weren't considered humans, why would we ever listen to their rhetoric about how we're supposed to behave? That's why I say find out what works for you.
I know
a good
somebody
point.
who listened to Dr. Umar when I see it. A woke king. I know that's right, brother.
I fuck
What do
with
you
Dr.
call the
Umar.
Dr. Umar
fuck
supporters?
with
The
Dr.
Umarite?
Umar.
I don't know, but
The Umarians? Listen, I'm not 100% always in agreement with everything Dr. Umar says.
But he low key,
But
be
when he
eating
talks,
sometimes. He
when
be
he
cooking.
talks about the black family, though,
yeah, he know
he
what
be
he's talking
cooking.
about.
He
He
be
be
cooking when he
cooking.
talk about the black family. If you look at the history of this country, we like nothing they talk about when they talk about family or relationships is ever with us.
Right.
But
I
then
agree with
we
that.
will look at those things and say, well, percentages say the percentages don't include us.
That was a great point because I never thought about that. Because honestly, when they talk about statistics, like he said, you have been married for what, 12 years?
14 years.
14
22
years.
with my wife.
4 kids, 22 years, and ain't nobody asked you shit.
Never.
First time you asked was when Lex and Joy asked.
And
You
you
see what
should
I'm
be the
saying?
prime candidate.
Well, I'll give y'all another statistic, right? What's the narrative that we hear about black men?
They don't get married.
No, they don't like who?
Oh, they don't like black
Black
women.
women.
Well, yeah,
So the national average for black men who are married, what are they married to?
it's got to be black women.
Black women at what percentage? Over 85%. So
Do that.
here's another one. Here's
Come
another
on,
one.
spit them
But
facts.
it don't matter though, because once they make money, that's when they go get white
The
women.
white women, yeah.
The national average for making over $200,000, black men, right? How many of those men are married to black women?
I'll give him about a cool
95%.
95.
This is why I'm.
I believe it.
This
I
is-
do believe it.
Listen, because they'll show you the one black athlete who may be married to a white woman, right? But then think about Russell Westbrook, Russell Wilson, LeBron James, Steph Curry. I can keep going and going.
can keep going.
Willie Colon, Who else? I'm talking about my friends now that I know.
Yeah.
Stephen Bowen, Marcus Colston, Kyle Aronson, all married, all wealthy, made money, all married to black women.
And then when you hear the horror stories, we got to talk about Scottie Pippen.
You see what I'm saying?
Girl.
What I was Lex
Something
No, I'm
is
just
wrong
saying.
with her.
But no,
Your
but
bitch outside with Future is crazy.
Lex has a good point though, because they'll show the Scottie Pippen, right? And they'll say, look, this is how black men behave.
Yeah.
But that's not the fact. I'm married to a black woman. My woman is black. She's Jamaican and Vincentian. Her mom is black as a motherfucker. Her grandmother black as a motherfucker. But they'll never push that out there because it don't fall in line with the narrative they want.
That's a
You
narrative
gotta
they're trying to
understand
paint.
that destroying the black family has been on the forefront of the mind of the people who created this country, right? We weren't allowed to get married first, right? And even when we got married, there was a lot of times they took our women and raped our women and we had to watch because they do not want us to get together, because if you have the black family and we continue to work together, what's gonna happen to the wealth that happens in this country? It's gonna go to who?
Black people.
Our kids. How do you destroy the black wealth in this country? Destroy the black family. Make black women think that black men don't love them. Make black men think that black women don't respect them. That's all a fallacy.
Yeah.
It's not true. Like the older I get, I'm 40 years old now, the more I realize that everything I've learned from mass media has been programmed by people who have an agenda. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm not, but
facts
it
are
is
facts.
what it is.
Right.
See it,
You
but
see
we
what I'm
can
saying?
see it. I mean, because we had this conversation a while back with the guest that we had, and I can't remember, but we were basically talking about like government assistance and housing and things like that. And they were saying how literally, like, if you are a struggling, woman and you're on housing, you can't have a man in the house.
You can't. Purposefully.
Yeah.
The minute you have a man in the house, they will take away your
take it
assistance.
away.
Yeah.
So you know what people started doing in the 70s? I know this because I have family who've been through this. Dad may be in the home. Common law marriage, because men was just like, if I marry you, you can't get the assistance. I also won't be there when the person who comes and checks on the house and the kids. So when they come by, they say, oh, this woman here by herself. The dad will be in the closet. The dad will be somewhere else. I have family members who I watch go through this. And they're like, the government coming by.
Yeah.
But the reason why they do that is to be able to get what they need from the government. And I hate to say this. But I'm going to say this. Matter of fact, I'm not going to say it because I'm not even going to give her name. But there is a talking head who always speaks about the black family and the black community.
Okay.
And because we have painted her as a villain, we won't listen to what her messages are. I don't agree with all of her messages. That's why I won't accept her. I won't say her name
I think I know.
because I won't even give her. I think you do.
Yeah.
I won't give her any press on your platform because I don't think it's
Right.
fair because of what you do. So I won't do that. But when you listen to some of the things she says, she's absolutely true. The black people in this country are the best when we are together. You look at Black Wall Street,
Yep.
right? The minute we start to work together, they tear it down.
Yep.
Right? And they tear it down, they tear us apart, and they tell us all the time, mass incarceration was the same thing. How can we get black fathers out of the house? Let's put them in prison, right? Let's look at the voting cycle, right? Only 4% of black men in this country voted this year. Only
Are you serious?
Not 4% of black men. 4% of the voting population were black men.
Oh, okay.
And the first thing they'll say is, mind you, we're only 15% of the population. The first thing they say is black men don't vote. But what they won't say is that 80% of the prison population is
Can't
black
vote.
men.
Yeah.
And if they can't vote, it brings down the numbers. But rather than say that, you know what they'll say? Black men don't vote and they won't vote for Kamala. You see what I'm saying? It's like they just do things in order to tear us apart. And we have to do a good job, a better job of staying together.
Which is so crazy because it's like, how do we live in a country where felons can't vote, but one can be the president? But that's another topic.
Because this country was never made for us. Think about it.
Crazy.
This Constitution and everything was made for white men.
And I'm not gonna lie, I have seen that narrative a lot today because obviously when y'all see this episode, we already know that Trump has won
Again.
president.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of the narrative that they were trying to blame, like the black men and all this stuff. But when you saw the voting and everything they had,
The statistics, yeah.
I think 79%
It was
of black
78,
men, 78% of black men
Yes.
voted for Kamala.
Because I said that to my man and he went off on me.
What you said to
And he
him?
sent me the stats.
What you said? You said
Yeah.
black men ain't voting for him?
I was like, I feel like black men didn't show up enough. And he was like, hold on.
Oh, he gonna get them numbers out. That's one thing about him. He
78,
gonna pull out them
78%.
numbers.
And I was like, my bad, I'm sorry.
No, but I mean, this is really important
Yeah.
for us as a community of people to stop pointing the finger at each
That's
other.
true.
Yeah.
And let me sit down with some queens. Not for nothing. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, right? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The minute my team sent to me, yo, you gonna go to Poor Minds. You know why? I want to sit down with black women and discuss about relationships. I told you I've been watching. I've seen this. I want to discuss it so that it doesn't have to be combative.
Right. I mean, you know what? I'll
That's
say
true.
this too. A long time ago, we decided to stop that gender war because we used to do that a lot too.
We did.
We were in that gender war like, oh.
They used to say we was male bashers. I never felt like we were, to be honest. I just think we had a lot of differing opinions. You know?
Can I be honest?
Sure.
I never thought that y'all were male bashers.
Thank you.
But I did think that based on what you've lived through in your life, you told your truth. And the truth is, a lot of people don't want to hear your truth if it doesn't fit what they want it to be.
Right.
So I can understand why you got that label. Not saying that it was fair, but I mean, I get the same label too. If I tell my truth about life, whoever is on the opposite side of that truth is gonna feel like I'm bashing them. You know, and I gotta receive. Yeah, or they say I'm misogynistic. Like
and that goes to a good point because that's why our community is so separated. Because you'll say one thing, they'll be ready to cancel you and not. Solidarity. One thing about them white folks, they gonna be
stick
together. They gonna stick together.
Are they?
But
are they?
But
I'm gonna challenge you on this. We talk about Black Twitter.
Latinos, absolutely.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, XP.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
And we are here to tell y'all about joinbuilt.com. One thing about it, you have to pay rent no matter what. So why don't you get rewarded for paying your rent?
Absolutely. You need those points. And one thing about Built, they're going to give you some points. So yes, the thing about Built, you can get access to 500 plus airlines with all of the points that you accumulated with Built. Same thing with hotels, except 700,000 plus. You know how many hotels that is all over the world? You can go wherever you want to go.
Yes, all you have to do is pay your rent, and they have a point system so you can use these points for flights, hotel. You need a vacation. You got to pay your rent anyway, so get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
All you're going to do is go to joinbuilt.com/poorminds. That's JOINBILT.com/poorminds. Tell them Lex and Drea sent you.
Period.
Earn points by paying rent now when you go to joinbuilt.com/poorminds. That's JOINBILT.com/poorminds. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Joinbuilt.com/poorminds to start earning points with your rent payments today.
We talk about Black Twitter. Why? Because we're all on Black Twitter. How much time have you spent on white Twitter? Or Spanish Twitter?
But what I can say...
Chinese Twitter?
You're right.
But Black Twitter is our
Arabic Twitter?
But Black Twitter our worst enemy.
Exactly. Black Twitter is also the people who be dragging me every day just because I'll be like, oh, I don't like pork chops. Oh my God, you don't like pigs?
Bitch, you don't remember where you came from?
Don't even bring up grits. Because if you talk about grits on Black Twitter, whether it's sugar or salt, it's a problem.
Okay.
But what I will say this is, you don't know the beefs that go on in the other Twitters because we don't be on it.
Now,
white people be beefing. Bro, I've seen white people and white men and white women going at it over Taylor Swift. Because white women been saying Taylor Swift is their savior. She's their Beyonce, right? So white women is up here, I'm independent, and I seen white men going at them. There was a post on white Twitter today. It's funny I'm calling it white Twitter.
White Twitter is
that Fox News posted that Taylor Swift is a hypocrite because she always talks about climate change. But she flew a private jet to get to the game, and a private jet has more emissions than any vehicle.
horrible.
So I'm watching these white people go back and forth, and I'll say, you know what's funny? If this was a black news site and this was Beyonce, we would be saying that black people are our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
White people do the same thing to their stars too and they people. We got to stop giving them a pass like they don't.
I don't give them a pass because I'll say this, because people always look at black podcasts, they be like, oh, they don't do that. Man, white podcasts be doing the same.
They do.
They be like, they need to defund podcasts. Take away the microphone.
I agree as far as like what you're saying is they be doing the same thing as far as they talk about relationship topics. They talk about 50-50. They do the same
things.
But when I say solidarity, I'm talking about when it comes to like one cause as serious and as big as politics, they do not care that this man is a felon. He's been accused of rape, assault, everything under sun. They like, we don't want a black woman in there, so we gonna come together. And that's what I mean.
I feel you.
When it comes to making a change of what kind of change that they want, they don't care about what's white women. As a woman, it doesn't matter what race you are, as a woman, to vote for Trump is absolutely insane. But what they do is they're gonna stick by their skin color before what's even best for them as a individual person. So that's what I mean.
I think it's also a marriage thing though, because I was having a conversation. I was having a conversation with my man, and he was just like, to be honest, a lot of people didn't vote for her because people in marriages want to have babies. If that's like most people are one policy voters. So a lot of people voted for Kamala just because she was more, pro-choice. And he was basically saying like people who are married, women who are married, they don't care about abortion bans.
But it's not about the abortion ban, because what happens when you're on the table and you're hemorrhaging?
But I'm saying I feel like
dying because they're looking at abortion as, oh, I have sex with somebody and I got pregnant. There's women on the table that are hemorrhaging and they're dying.
Yeah.
And they can't abort the baby because it's illegal.
Right.
I don't care that you went to the club and had sex with somebody, now you pregnant. Yeah. That's not what we talking about. But they're using that as an excuse.
Right.
But they're not looking at the thousands and thousands of Black women who are dying, giving birth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a much bigger issue. So I get.
But as a white woman, why do you?
But guess what?
But
it's gonna be different when you sitting on the bed hemorrhaging.
You have a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I will have to say. We as a Black community expect everybody to just understand our plight and care about our plight.
And they don't.
If the plight don't address you, why would you care?
Yep.
Why would a Karen care about a Drake
maternal
or a
death
Lexi?
rate for Black women?
You see what I'm saying? They wouldn't. And if we being fair about not representing, 78% of Black men voted for Kamala. 91% of Black women voted for Kamala. Not that many white people voted for Trump. Like, it wasn't in the 90s and the 70s. There were less white people who voted for Trump, which means there were less white people who were in agreement with his policies and his politics, which means white people don't always rock with white people. The bottom line is that Black people are only 15% of the population.
Right.
If we were 50% of the population, then Kamala would be the president. But the truth is that we're still the minority. And we would need our Latino and Latina sisters and brothers and our Asian sisters and brothers.
They failed us a little bit.
Yes, I mean, a lot of those groups failed us. But that brings me back to my point. We should not ever be worried about any of those groups.
That's why I say
this is the building we gotta do here.
The people of color, the POC, and trying to group us all together. This election, if you didn't know before, you know now. It ain't no one for all group. Oh, we all people of color. That's not what it's giving.
Nah, it's never been that.
It's never been that. It's never been that.
I mean, they've always tried to group us together. So I just hope that this woke up our eyes.
I mean, they do, but I think that us being a part of the community, we know it's always been a divide. I was having a conversation with I was on live. I was on TikTok live because I know you've watched probably some of our shows or whatever, but I've talked about being adopted and stuff. So like my biological dad is half Dominican. So I was on live one day and somebody had said something about that, and they was like, but I was like, I'm still like, because they were like, aren't you mixed or something? And I was like, no, I'm not mixed. Like, my biological dad is half Dominican, but my grandfather was Afro-Latino. Like, he was a black man.
You know, ethnicity and race be
and they was like, don't say that on live, Drea. It do. And they was like, don't say that on live, Drea, because you know Dominicans get mad when you say they black. But it's like, but why? Y'all on the same island with Haiti, and y'all look just alike.
Facts.
But y'all mad that people say y'all black. I mean, it's always been a divide.
Do you know why they mad? Do you know why they mad? It's easy. It's easier to be accepted when you are in alignment with European values. It's that simple. Like, we can't sit here and make it seem like that ain't what it is. The reason why Puerto Ricans and Dominicans beef is because Puerto Ricans say, well, we're Americans. You're not American. But then when you look at Puerto Rican culture, they tend to assimilate to European ideals. Whereas Dominicans, like you say, look like Haitians. They share the same island.
Just speak Spanish.
You see, when they just speak Spanish, but they was like, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. If you understand...
I know black.
Oh, God.
I know black.
So here's a funny thing, right? You look at me, I'm from New York. You look at me, right? There's a bunch of Dominicans.
Yeah.
I walk into a bodega. I'm like, yo, Poppy, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. Like, oh, you Dominican? They start speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm not Dominican, I'm black. And I'm like, yo, we could be brothers. They literally say to me, I'm not black, I'm Dominican.
Yeah.
And they'll be darker than me.
Please. Nigga, Please.
I just, if there's one thing I want y'all to think about, don't shame people for their ideals. Try to understand where they're coming from. And even as ignorant as it is, like, for example, a Dominican saying I'm not black.
Yeah.
As ignorant as it is, you got to understand, like, you know what? That person's trying to survive and exist in this world.
Yeah.
And if they got something negative to say to me because I said they Dominican, that's where they are in that moment. I'm not going to waste no energy going back at something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that
that's
goes back
where
to
I've been.
what you said earlier, too, about, like, the percentages of what people make and the world that they're existing in and how they have to survive.
Yes, that's how you learn to, like, love people and not be so upset when they disagree with you. You're like, okay, you disagree with me because you're going through something. But Devale, you always da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. You will never understand because, you know what, you may be right. I may never understand, but what I did was I put out some content and it made you feel a way, so then now you got to deal with how you feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I address everything. I had, 2 years ago, is when the slap happened. And I had people in the industry ask me, what's your thoughts about the slap? And this has always been my answer. I said, well, I'll tell you like this. If you're a father and a dad and you've been in the public eye and your kids have been scrutinized and been called names and your wife has been picked on and stuff, you know who you side with? You side with Will. If you're a comedian and you just trying to do your art and you trying to go out here and entertain people and you just got slapped on stage, you know who you side with? Chris Rock. If you a content creator and you out here trying to make the best images possible and you're upset that Will Smith and Chris Rock destroyed the Oscars, you side with Will Packer. Because Will Packer is the one who produced the Oscars. The first black producer in the Oscars happened in 2022. And this is what we got to deal with. If you're a woman and you feel like you've never been protected and finally someone stood up and slapped the shit out of somebody, you siding with Jada. And when I say that, people be like, I never thought about it like that. That's how we got to think about life, yo. Think about what you're going through in a moment. You're going to side with not who's right. You're going to side with who you relate to. You know what I'm saying? There's no black and white, right or wrong. There's so many shades of gray. And you got to start asking yourself, if I felt like this, what am I going through that made me relate to that? And then start thinking like, damn, because that's what I did. The minute it happened, the first thing I said was, good for that motherfucker, he got slapped. Because I'm tired of them. And then I had to think about it, I was like, shit.
Because that comment was just so unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. It was the wrong time. It wasn't his first time saying something to Jada.
They had a long
They had a history.
That's what the tea was for me. When I found out that, he was trying to, that's when it made it a little different.
Yeah, they've been having tension.
Yeah, since 2000, and I think it was 2017, the first time he hosted the Oscars. But the reason why I brought that point is I hope people listen to this and realize, damn, when I disagree with someone, am I disagreeing with them because I really don't agree? Or am I disagreeing because what they saying triggered something in me that I had to look at myself?
Right. But also, in the same breath as we were talking about, and I hate to bring it back to this, it was so many, and I hate to say this, but it was a lot of like higher up like white people who were so like, Will, how dare you? How dare you? But y'all are acting like this man gutted him on stage in front of, you know what I'm saying? He hit, was it right? No, you shouldn't put your hands on nobody. Now, I'm not saying that what he did was whatever, but y'all were acting like he just hung this man on national TV live, but then y'all are the same people who were in Trump's corner.
Understandable.
And we know for a fact that he's done things that could land you in prison.
Can I tell you something funny that you said that my 13-year-old son brought up to me that gave me perspective? And he wasn't 30 at the time. He said, Dad, I got a question. Why were so many more people upset about the slap than they were about George Floyd?
Okay.
This is my, at the time, 12-year-old son.
Yeah.
And I had to explain to him, I said, when people can't see themselves in a victim, they think it doesn't matter. So if you're not a black man, if you never dealt with substance abuse, if you're not a George Floyd, then you look at that situation and then you think of every excuse as to why that had to happen.
Yeah.
But then if you're a rich, pampered, elitist white person and you see another person walk over and slap someone on stage on national TV, the first thing you think of is, oh my God, this is appalling.
Yeah.
That's how I had to explain it to him. And he was just like, that doesn't make sense. I said, emotions don't make sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like emotions, the fact that they feel a way,
gotta make no
it
sense to nobody.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I say that
it
all
don't
the
gotta
time.
make sense.
It only has to make sense to the person that's having the emotion.
Yeah. And I also think that it was just a moment for them to like shit on Will too. Like
people been waiting on.
They cannot stand that one of the #1 actors in the world who can literally drop a movie right now and is gonna do millions in the box office. Because movies, it's hard to do a movie right now. Most movies are going to the theaters, but they're also going to streaming service.
Absolutely.
Will Smith can drop a movie and it's gonna be nowhere, and he'll put it at AMC only, and it's still gonna do 100 million. So this was their moment. Like, we got him.
Yeah.
I would have to agree. I would have to agree 1,000%.
I mean,
I would have to agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
I mean,
whenever you get a chance to hate someone who's doing so well that they're doing better than me.
I mean,
but think about
we always get a different response. So many people was like, I mean, this last Bad Boys movie, it was good, but let this be the last one. Y'all ain't said that about Rocky.
Y'all didn't say that about John Wick.
And it's like 15.
Keanu Reeves said 3 words. You killed my dog. Bro, we know they killed the dog. I'm sorry. And they got 10 motherfucking John Wicks. Y'all let them bad boys keep coming.
Mm-hmm.
Leave people alone.
Because I'ma still go watch it.
Every time.
I'm
gonna watch every time. I watch every Bad Boys movie.
And
That's my favorite fucking movie. I watched it.
I'm sorry. That scene where the son-in-law was fighting.
Reggie did his big one.
He did his big one. I was like,
that was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah,
too,
me too. It was the best part. It was so unexpected.
It was the best part of the
Y'all,
movie.
it's your girl XP.
And it's your girl Dre Nicole.
And we are here to tell y'all about our brand new ebook and e-course bundle, Pour Into Your Pod.
Yes, y'all. We have been working on this for a while, and we're so excited to put it out and give it to y'all because we know so many people have been asking us for such a long time about how to start a successful podcast, and we have literally put all of the information that we have and everything that we've utilized into this one ebook.
Yes, and this is not your typical ebook because I know what a lot of y'all are thinking. But I'm telling y'all, we give y'all direct access to how we built our brand. It's not no fluffiness and all that what I've read in ebooks before. This is the ebook that gets straight to the point and gives you all the direction you need to start your podcast today.
Absolutely. And you can trust that we are putting 100% good information, no filter into this book. And it's going to help you build your brand, and it shows you exactly how we built Pour Minds and made it into a 6-figure company.
So make sure y'all head to pourminds.com to purchase your ebook or the e-course, and we also have it available in a bundle for you so you can get both. Pourminds.com, pour into your pod.
But yes, I want to get into this second topic real quick. I wanted to talk about hiding money from your spouse because
wow.
I think this is a really good topic, and we've been wanting to talk to somebody that's married about it for a while because I grew up in a 2-parent household. My parents were married my whole life, and my mom, she always, tells me that her and my dad, they just had one joint bank account, and I'd be like, girl, you ain't have a little stash? But then I ain't never been married, so maybe that's the wrong ideology to have.
I don't think it's the wrong. I don't think it's the wrong ideology. Like Kadeen and I, we have multiple bank accounts.
Okay.
We have our business bank account where all of the money comes through because that's how you avoid taxes.
Oh, we like a married couple. Being in business with somebody is like a married couple. We got the same type of setup.
So I almost got canceled. Remember we talked about being canceled? I said marriage is a business.
I mean, it is.
So the Bible boppers came to me and was like, marriage is a covenant under God. The fact that you said marriage is a business, I can't follow. I said, fine, if that's how it made you feel.
2 things could be
you know what I'm
true
saying?
at once.
That's how I felt. I said, hey, I think 2 things can be true. I didn't say that it wasn't a covenant under God, but it is definitely a business.
Right.
Kadeen and I share a business account. Under that business account, we have a trust. All of our money goes to our trust, our kids first to make sure that we good. Then we have a joint bank account, which is our savings. Where her and I agree, this is what we're working on in this calendar year.
Okay.
Under that, she got her own checking account and I got my own checking account. Because I don't want you checking me on what I'm trying to buy, and I don't want to have to check you on what you're trying to buy because you're also an individual.
Right.
But as long as...
But all the money goes through the business account.
Absolutely.
And you can still see...
So you know, but you still know how much she put in her.
Right.
No, I can't see her checking account.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'm saying, but you know how much goes in there, right?
Every week.
Yeah.
Every week, I know.
Yeah.
So, because that's the partnership. The partnership is... But the thing is, her having her little stash, I ask her sometimes, like, how much money you got in your checking account? And she's like, I got a little something. Why? I got a little something. I'm just making, and I tell her, I said, I'm making sure you good because one thing about Kadeen is she's going to ask me. She's going to be like, babe, I saw this bag. And I'm like, why are you asking me? You got your money in your
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I just want to make sure that we are good. And I tell her, by the time it gets to that account, which is your account, you don't gotta ask no fucking questions.
Yeah.
Because I'm not asking no questions. If I'm gonna plan something for you and surprise you, I don't want you to know what I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Right.
My vice is not her vice. I like cars.
Okay.
I like cars. She likes bags and shoes and trips.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want her to have to, she's an individual. Imagine somebody, baby, can I buy? Get the fuck out. No, you're an adult and she works.
Yeah.
She works. So you have your money that goes to you. I got my money that go to you. But ultimately, the estate building and the legacy building is already done before it gets to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, there's no arguments because we've already taken care of the kids and ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the truth is, I made that a priority when we first got together. I told her, I said, yo, if we gonna live together and be together, we gotta be able to discuss finances.
Right.
In real time.
That's an uncomfortable conversation.
What?
But you know what? I tell people all the time, if you can't have an uncomfortable conversation with your partner, your friend, your family.
Then be your partner.
Exactly. Uncomfortable conversations always lead to growth.
Yeah.
Every time.
But you also realize that the uncomfortable conversations you're having isn't because that person just wants to be defiant, or it's because y'all grew up differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that my father-in-law never discussed with my wife finances. He was the he wasn't, this is another thing. My wife's mom was the breadwinner.
Okay.
Jamaican woman came over, became a nurse, director of nursing. She made over $150,000 a year.
Okay.
Her father was a CNA. CNAs aren't, they aren't licensed. He made about $45K a year. But all the money they got collectively, he bought property in the 80s and 90s. So here, he wasn't the type of man that made a lot of money on a salary, but he had the mental fortitude and the vision to buy multiple properties and put all of their kids through college with the properties he bought and the equity within it. So watching my dad, I say, okay, it's my job as the man to make sure that we have a plan financially. But I don't want my wife to feel like she's a child in the house. And she gotta come to me every day and be like, babe, I wanna get a Here's your salary based on what you make. Here's my salary based on what I make. My salary goes to the kids. Like I ain't gonna lie, my wife bought this.
I was about to say, you show is icy over there.
Yo.
I said, what's in your account?
I'm getting blind.
You want to hear a funny story? Funny story. 38th birthday. My wife says to me, she's like, hey, baby, get up. We going to the mall. Like, the mall? Like, it's my birthday. Why the fuck we going to the mall, right? We go to the mall. We go to the jeweler. She goes, get whatever you want.
I know that's right.
This is my wife now.
I love her.
Now, mind you, I'm the breadwinner.
freaky.
She be tricking. And when I tell you I felt like a bad bitch in there, I was like, ah! I was like, I can get that. I got this watch. I got this bracelet. I got this necklace.
He said,
And I was like, is this too much? Is this too much? And she was like, no, get it all. She's like, get it all. And then she went and got me this because I don't buy jewelry.
Yeah.
So she got me all of these things.
She got you right now.
She got me all these things and she bought it for my birthday. And this is why I wear it because I want people to know. She got me all of these Van Cleefs. I didn't know what a Van Cleef was. I was like, what the fuck is this?
That is expensive.
She was like,
that wrist.
She told me about Van
pricey.
Cleefs and Cartier bracelets and stuff. But I'm like, man, you get to do what you want to do as a woman. That gotta make you feel empowered.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she make her own money.
Period.
My
Girl,
wife
ain't
make her own
nobody
money.
come to steal your man. He is expensive.
Now that's the fact. If a woman come to me, I'm gonna be like, listen, I'll smash.
Good luck, girl.
Can you get me an AP ice style? You
Baby,
can't.
good luck.
Sorry.
Come sit your ass right home. Come
That's
get your
hilarious.
man.
That's hilarious. I'm expensive. I'm a bad bitch. I'm expensive.
I know that's
I ain't
right.
mad at it.
So now it's time
To get into the bed.
Ow.
Okay,
The
let's get into
bed.
it.
Bow.
Let's
The bed. Bow.
Let's get into
Bow.
Huh.
So
We gonna get in your business a little
don't
bit.
hit
Get in
that
my
shoulder
business.
now.
The shoulder.
Okay.
That's my wife about the shoulder. I be in the bed with the shoulder. I throw that shoulder in it.
I am so good.
We in the bed. I throw that shoulder in it. Lex, leave me alone.
Look now.
I hate y'all.
Okay.
But I love y'all.
You cutting up.
You are cutting up. This is funny. Okay, so
Yes,
we were
it's been a
talking
fun
about
episode.
monogamy earlier, right?
Okay.
And we were talking about, you're saying like
Yes.
that is a decision that you made and that
Right.
you
Yes.
wanted to. But monogamy does look different for, everybody.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, not saying that you do this or anybody, I'm just saying, what is your opinion on hall passes? And let me define hall passes for the people that are watching. So a hall pass is basically like a man or a woman, they let their partner like, okay, you can go out, whatever it is, like once a year, twice a year, and do whatever you want with whoever you want. And that's your hall pass. I can't get mad. I don't ask questions. Yeah. There's no conversation about it, and that's your hall pass. So how do you feel about hall passes?
Me personally, I'm not a hall pass guy.
Okay.
I'm selfish.
Yeah.
As a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right, but I also understand that my wife is selfish. So when it comes to that, I know that I have to do my best to be everything she needs. People say, Devale, why you work out all the time? I work out all the time because when I get out the shower, I want my wife to look at me and be like, yeah, I need
What is wrong with you? You can get out the shower like this.
Yo, I get out the shower in slow motion. So I get out the shower in slow motion.
I cannot with you. I'm done with you.
I'll be like, you see this glisten? You see this glisten, baby? Do you see the glisten? That's what I do. And I think it's important that men understand it's just important for us to keep ourselves up as we ask our women to keep ourselves up. Like,
I agree with that.
I like a slim waist, fat ass, you know what I'm saying? Some perky joints, some ass. I like the full lips.
Yeah.
I like a nice, nice subtle makeup. I don't like too much makeup. I like subtle makeup.
A little light beat.
Light beat, you know what I'm saying? Not too much contour. I don't like the contour too much, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Man, I got my demands.
I feel you.
But my wife got her demands too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to stay six-packed up. You know, she like broad shoulders. She like a big chest.
You abbed up?
Yeah, I'm abbed up. She like, I'm abbed up, nigga. I'm abbed up. I cut dairy out my diet. I cut red meat. My wife told me what she like. I was like, okay. She like a strong man with a strong physique.
Okay.
So I still deadlift. I still squat. I still hang clean. Because if I got to pick shit, I pick K up. I be like, huh.
Period.
I pick up here, I'll be like, come on, baby. I put her on here, I just be like, come on, baby, let's,
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
No,
Because sometimes women like to lift up, you know, they like to climb on.
They do.
And it's like, let me grab here and just.
How tall is she?
She's 5'5".
Okay, so she's not
5'5".
small, but she's not big, but she's
right.
like, you know,
Right.
The average height.
She's average height, and
yeah,
I'm 5'11".
Okay.
I'm 5'11", so
Okay.
I know most women prefer 6'1" and up.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? I understand that, but I'm not 6'1". You know what I'm saying? But I'm strong.
You ain't too shy of it though.
No, 5'11" ain't too shy of it, but it ain't 6'1", and I get that.
Yeah.
And one thing I tell you, gentlemen, if you have deficiencies in your life, man, don't be upset about it. I can never be 6'1". But what I will do is lift my ass so that I can, you know what I'm saying? And I eat right so that I can be here. You know what I'm saying? I don't do the 2-minute joint. If we're gonna be honest, I am the type of lover I love.
So never a quickie. Sometimes you gotta get in and get out.
I don't like quickies. You wanna know why I don't like quickies?
But you know, I don't like long sex either though.
I get that too.
Like, I don't want it to be.
She don't like long, so we got 4 kids. She don't got time for all of that.
Yeah.
But she do like to orgasm.
I think it needs,
it
needs to be a good amount of time, but not too damn long.
So we
wrap this shit up.
We've been married for a long time, and not for nothing. Men do like the long sex sessions because we like
y'all do.
We like to be in there. We like to see y'all enjoy.
Yeah.
Like to talk.
But I've learned to understand. I've understood that if you're not helping your woman get to her place, you can't have long sessions.
That's true.
I've also learned that if she gets to her place too fast, it's gonna be over. So what I learned how to do is help my wife edge.
Okay.
Which means I'll keep her on the, like, this is my move. I'm gonna put y'all up on.
Put them on because they don't know.
Put them on.
This is my
They
game
need
right
help.
now. I'm gonna tell y'all the game. This is what y'all do,
Bro.
gentlemen.
They do. They
Gentlemen,
do.
this is what you
Can I
do.
get another drink, please?
I'm gonna tell you, this is what you do, right? I love to see my woman enjoy sex. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my mouth on it. You know what I'm saying? I got nice lips. I know women like my lips, so I make sure that she's
That's
good,
the
right?
key.
Then what I do
Legs.
is I make sure it's right there to the point, and then I stop. Then I beat that thing up. Because when I beat that thing up, because now she's edging.
I feel like I'm in
Now
grown
she's
people
edging.
business.
No, I think it's important for men and women to understand that men don't only think about
my
themselves
God.
when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
I get her right to where she edges, then I beat that thing up. And then when I'm beating that thing up, getting what I want, and I know that I'm about to, that's when I stop.
That's why y'all got them kids.
Then I put her back on her back and I say, baby, hold this one more time. And then I just,
What the hell you put in this drink?
then I make them
Put a
knees.
Vectral in that drink.
I get them legs shaking. I'ma get them legs shaking. I'ma get them legs shaking.
I know you.
Once the
fucking-
legs start shaking, that's when I get behind that joint and I just,
Fucking shoulder.
Yeah, you see the shoulder? I get behind that bitch like,
He be breaking up.
And I be beating that thing up.
4 kids later, baby.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all always want to have 4 kids. Was that like the goal, or was it just like,
no,
okay,
we both came
having
from
4?
3. We both came from 3.
Okay.
So I told her in college, I only have boys. I don't have girls.
I mean,
told her that, right?
You ain't lying.
I'm not lying, but I wanted a girl.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted a girl because I felt like my wife deserved a little version of her.
Yeah.
That she could groom into being, and
And
also,
she would have been so cute because y'all kids are so
would have
cute.
been the best.
Extremely cute.
Yeah.
She would have been the best.
That's crazy though, because I think my sister is like that. She only has boys.
Yeah.
She's like,
does she want to have
talking about
another one?
I think they do. I think they do, but she's like, I can't deal with this. She's like,
'Cause
I'm
it's
in the
gonna be
house
another one.
with 3 boys, 3 men.
Y'all have no idea
And
what
that's what I'm saying. So for your wife, oh Lord,
And
have mercy.
I've been following you and your wife on social media for a while because, like I said, I'm a fan of sisters, and I just
Appreciate
love
that.
y'all dynamic too. But
baby.
I know that y'all said y'all not gonna have any more kids.
We can't
Yeah.
have any more kids. I got a vasectomy.
I know that's right. You see, he needed one.
Lex, leave me the fuck alone, Lex.
You needed one.
I didn't
I
need
seen
one.
that fucking shoulder.
I did.
Cause y'all fertile.
We are fertile. We are fertile. The only reason why I got a vasectomy is because she was postpartum
Yeah.
preeclamptic.
Okay.
After the last one.
Yeah.
And she got on birth control, but the birth control made her anemic. And I was like, yo, you've already did enough to give us 4 kids. Let me do my part.
Yeah.
Period.
Plus,
a
I
real
knew-
man.
Plus, I thank you. I received that.
I love
Yeah.
that.
But I also was being selfish. And I knew that if I had a vasectomy and she didn't have to worry about it, she would be more inclined to be, you know what I'm saying?
You're a freaky motherfucker.
Yeah, I am freaky. Joe, listen, I will say this about monogamy. This is why I enjoy monogamy.
Okay.
I'm nasty.
Clearly.
I like to lick and kiss, and I'm the type of guy that, Kay, come up here. Sit up here. You can't do that with
But
everybody.
do you feel like that's why y'all's relationship and y'all marriage have lasted so long? Because y'all keep it spicy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be the sexual being that I am because my wife embraces it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't come home and have to deal with see my cameraman? My cameraman over there, that's my boy Matt.
Okay.
Hey,
He will
Matt.
tell you around 9:30, right? No matter how many people we got in the house. Kadeen is gonna go put on some red shorts. They say co-ed on the back. It's gonna be a crop top. Matt will be the one to say, yo,
Time to wrap this shit up.
because she knows what her husband needs.
That is freaky time.
She knows. My oldest son, Jackson, knows. Jackson will come to me like that.
I have a Jackson. My nephew's Jackson.
You see what I'm
That's
saying?
funny.
And he'll be
Everybody
like,
knows it's time to wrap
They already know. And that's a responsibility. As a man, my responsibility is provide and make sure that I give everything I have sexually to my wife. My wife understands that it's my opportunity, it's my obligation to make sure my husband's good.
But I love
that's
that.
fun too.
It's fun.
I was
It's
gonna
fun.
say I love that.
It's
Like I
fun.
love hearing that perspective from
It's fun.
couples because it makes you actually look forward to being married, which makes me have a question for you.
Okay, y'all. So now it is our item of the week segment, and y'all know y'all can inquire about having your product featured on Poor Minds, and we have our first product here.
We have our first product, you guys. It's called La La Land Cosmetics.
Yes.
I have on the creamy red lip gloss. It's called Such an Aries. It's so pretty. And look at the packaging. I love
that.
Me
it's
too.
very cute.
It's bling bling.
Bling,
It's matching my
bling.
wrist.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay,
Don't
so
play.
being that,
But it's so pretty though.
yeah, you're a lipstick, lip gloss connoisseur.
I am.
We know. So talk about like the texture of it, the shine, the sheen, all that good stuff.
So I love the texture of it. It's very much non-sticky. I hate a super sticky lip gloss. It's not sticky at all. It's very creamy.
Yeah.
And I've been having it on for, an hour or so. It's been lasting.
It look real good.
It's real cute. And look at the pigment.
I like that. So y'all know me. I am a highlighter girly. I love a good highlight. So she also sent us, and shout out to Lala. This brand is actually it's vegan and cruelty free, and it's Black owned. So you are supporting a Black owned business.
Yes.
So I don't know if y'all remember a long time ago when they used to have the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter palettes. The girl's not doing highlighter palettes no more. And you can also use it as bless you, girl.
Sorry.
Use it as an eyeshadow. So I actually have on the Sunset highlighter. And the good thing about this palette is it gives you options, okay? And she sent a brush with us, so she does have highlighter brushes. Brush is very soft. It went on super smooth. And I always love a gold highlight.
Me
I think
too.
on that brown skin, it just gives like, I've been sitting in the sun all day.
Yeah, it's giving sun kiss.
Yeah, so yes, shout out to La La Land Cosmetics. I love the highlighter. And then she also has a, what's it called? The chocolate lip gloss set. So I have on
Box of chocolate lip gloss.
box of chocolate lip gloss set. So I put on the Reese Kisses. It's like a nude color. And one thing I love, because they be forgetting about the brown skin girls when it comes to nude colors. So these are like nude for like the women of color. So it has like a darker brown in there, like a darker kind of like pinkish chocolatey color, but I have on the more like nude pink, and I put it on with a brown lip liner, a dark brown lip liner, and a clear gloss. And baby, I stick to the same colors on my lips.
And I feel like this chocolate brown color would be perfect for the fall. Y'all know fall is coming up. So yeah, this will be really, really cute with like a chestnut lip liner.
I love that. So make sure y'all go to lalalandcosmetics.com. We're going to put the link in the bio for y'all and shop. Use code POUR and you'll get 15% off of your first order. You know, support a small-owned Black business. That highlighter palette, she did her big one.
And this lip gloss too. Y'all see it. Yeah, like I wanted to ask you, because like I feel like you're a beautiful family, you're a beautiful wife. So many people look up to y'all as couple goals. So do you ever feel the pressure to be couple goals?
It's funny you asked that question, because first thing, I hate the whole couple goals thing. Like, based on this conversation, y'all realize I don't think that there's one monolithic way to describe a couple. So when you say couple goals, people are maximum, we all got to be that way. No, the fuck you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to emulate me and Kadeen to be couple goals. So I hate it, but I do understand why we get that label. I don't think it's pressure because I'm just being myself.
Yeah.
If I wasn't truly in love and wasn't truly monogamous and didn't really value my wife, it'd be pressure because I'm like, I gotta keep this shit up. But I really get to wake up in the morning, look at my wife, love her, love my kids, love my life, and just live it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel a need to put on. Yeah. This is who I am. I can talk about my wife and all day and not feel like I'm putting on, because this is how we live, you know?
I love that for y'all. I love that for her, because I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I'm not a man, but being a woman in my experience in dating, you know, y'all both have something very rare and beautiful. So it's good to see a healthy relationship, but also people that not admire, but appreciate.
I appreciate, I appreciate,
the seeing the appreciation. I think everybody can see that and be like, okay, it's possible. Because I think for us as Black women, like she said, getting in our 30s, you kind of lose hope a little bit. You lose hope to finding your partner or your forever. You be like, you know what, I'm okay with this and I'm okay with that. But, you know, that gives us hope, and I think that's okay. Not necessarily being couple goals, but just letting us know, like, hey, there's still good men out here. Not everybody's the same. Not all women are the same. So I think it's good that we see, not necessarily be a couple goals, but we need to see healthy Black relationships. We need to see men being fathers, because statistically, men are fathers.
Yes, especially Black men.
They're in the households.
Yes.
We all have this narrative about deadbeat dads, but the Black men are in the house.
And statistically, the Black man is the most active father in the household.
And that's something I didn't even know. I had to educate myself on that.
Yeah.
So I think that it's just important for us to see that. And even though it's like social media, we like to say is not real life, but like you said earlier in the episode, people are looking at social media for their news now.
Yeah.
When I was literally updating myself last night on I was on Google, like, okay, Electoral College, let me see what the numbers are. I'm not looking at CNN. I'm not looking at Fox. I'm just looking at the numbers. So we use our phones for information.
Absolutely.
So unfortunately and fortunately for us, people watch us for, okay, educate me.
Yeah.
Feed me something that I need to know. So I think that even though you don't like the couple goals, I think it's important that people see what you're doing.
No, I received that. And first of all, I thank y'all for giving me this platform to speak on it. But I do think that it's unfair for us to make it seem as if Kadeen and I were the first people to live like this.
Right.
The truth of the matter is that we just the first people to pick our phone up.
And
let people see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I am just a reflection of my dad.
Right.
I'm a reflection of my uncles and my grandfather. So I can't sit here and make it seem like, listen, follow me.
Yeah.
No, that's not. And every day I wake up thinking like, yo, Devale, don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's amazing though, because you're pouring into like the younger generation. that didn't get to grow up around it the way that you did?
Well, I'm deliberate with that. When I was in college, 19 years old, my sophomore Professor Trasciati, asked us to write a mission statement. The mission statement I came up with: each day I work to build a legacy, not to be defined by my greatness, but by the masses I inspire to be greater than myself. I grew up idolizing Michael Jackson. And it wasn't because he could dance and he could sing. I idolized him because he had masses of people who followed him. When he talked about healing the world, when he talked about it doesn't matter if you're black and white, I watched masses of people be like, yeah, if Michael Jackson can do this, I can. And I just felt like, you know what, we have a greater responsibility, and in fact, a fiduciary responsibility as people to pay it forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not enough to just say, I'm gonna do this for me and my family. No, we should share so that masses after us can say, you know what, I want to live like that. I mean, that's what Jesus lived on.
Yes.
All of these religious people, Jesus wasn't out here saying, look, I'm the son of God, I'm perfect. Jesus was amongst the rapists, the sinners, the disciples. He turned water into wine. He sat down with the worldliest of the worldliest and just showed them a different way.
Right.
He didn't judge them. He didn't say, I'm perfect, be like me. He just said, hey, let's build.
Right.
And I'm not saying that I'm Jesus, because I know how the internet can be.
They gonna flip it.
They gonna flip it like Devale.
But we
This
get
nigga
what
said
you're
he was
saying.
Jesus on the Poor Minds episode. He canceled.
That's exactly what be happening.
Jehovah!
I knew him and his wife wasn't perfect like that.
And you that group right there.
You know, they crazy.
They crazy.
They
What's up,
crazy.
y'all? It's your girl XP.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
Y'all know we have a segment on Poor Minds called Item of the Week. But do you have a product or something that you want to promote and you want it featured on Poor Minds? Your opportunity is here.
Period. If you have an item or you have a business and you want to get it promoted, we are now having slots available on the Poor Minds episode. So if you would like to get your product featured for Item of the Week, all you need to do is send an email to itemoftheweekpm@gmail.com. That's itemoftheweekpm@gmail.com. Send us an email and we'll work it out. We're going to figure it out. Get your product, get your business sponsored, and yeah, make you some money.
We love to support a small business now.
And a black business at that. But I mean,
It can be anybody. We
business is welcome.
don't discriminate.
Any business is welcome. Obviously, like I said, I love Sisters. Like, I've been
Thank you
watching
so much.
since season 1. I am tuned in.
Yes.
I love you and Fatima. Then you're on Zatima.
Yes.
And then you also have a new movie coming out. Well, it just came out today.
It's come out today. Meet Me Next Christmas.
Yes, Meet Me Next Christmas.
On Netflix.
Christina
Make sure y'all
Milian.
stream it.
Yes.
Yes. So I definitely want to talk to you about Sisters. Like,
Yes.
let's talk about Zach and his character development over the
Yes.
years.
Let's talk
He
about
has
it.
changed
So
so
much.
much.
Yes. Zach was a young man dealing with recidivism when we first met him. Didn't have anything to his name. He was making money. He was trying to give Danny money so that he could stay there once in a while. He wasn't the best boyfriend. He gave Karen an STD. He was, not advanced when it comes to being an adult. He was behind the totem pole, and we learned a lot about his character. But I enjoyed playing the role of Zach because Zach is so many young men. Maybe you're not dealing with recidivism or dealing with being in and out of prison, but I remember my early 20s being lost and not knowing who I was or who I was going to be. So we get a chance to watch Zach go through a coming-of-age story. He meets a black woman who is powerful and strong, who's able to give him empathy and have the strength to go, deal with him through his trials and tribulations, which I understand for a lot of black women. Black women say, man, why we got to deal with struggle love all the time? But when I watch Sisters and I watch the team, but the one thing I say about struggle love is that struggle love is black love. Most of us don't come from parents who've had money.
Yeah.
Most of us come from a place where we have to get it from the ground up. So when I look at Zatima and I look at Sisters, I say, this is our story. Everything isn't happy. Everything isn't rainbows and sunshine. It's work.
I think that's why people really love it, though, because I think people can see parts of
relatable.
themselves in
Yeah,
their
absolutely.
relationships in
Absolutely.
you and Fatima's relationship on the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I enjoy playing Zach.
So you are in the Tyler Perry universe,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes.
I gotta ask this, cause how is y'all's filming schedule? Cause they be saying he filmed movies in 30 minutes.
I filmed 25 episodes in 7 days.
Bye, Tyler.
But
Bye.
Crystal told us that too when she came on the
Yeah.
show. Shout out to Crystal. Hey, girl.
What's up, Chris? Now, I think people need to understand the business aspect of it and what Tyler's trying to create, right? So I'll give you an example. You're a producer.
Mm-hmm.
You get a budget of $30 million. $30 million, right? People, that's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how far $30 million goes on a traditional TV set?
Probably not that far.
5 episodes. Maybe 6.
Yeah.
I figured that.
Maybe 6.
Yeah.
What Tyler has figured out is a way so you're talking about anywhere between 5 to 6 million an episode. Tyler spends about $750,000 an episode.
I love a cheap nigga.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But here's the thing though with TPS. I'm glad you said that. All of the actors, everybody on there makes more money in that 2 weeks than they ever made. You see that?
Yeah.
But sometimes the things don't look the same as someone who's doing an episode for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand who's
This
Tyler
seems
on
be
this.
long as hell.
And let me ask you.
Y'all be sitting in the living room for 30 minutes. It's the whole episode.
Who you telling? I be in the motherfucker.
And let me ask you something.
You laughing like I don't know. You ever get a scene? So let me tell you something, right?
Devale, I gotta ask you.
No. Let me. I'm gonna talk about this.
Let him cook.
A scene in television is typically 1 page for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get my scenes sometimes for team, and I'm like, this is 15 fucking pages.
Yeah.
That's 15 minutes. We on the same thing.
Yeah.
But then you realize I got to make this entertaining for the viewers. If you do theater, sometimes you have a scene in theater that may be 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If you are a thespian, you find a way to make what you do entertaining. If you're not a thespian and you're a person that just wants to be presented in the most beautiful way possible and you don't want to do no work, that 15 minutes is going to be fucking hell.
Yeah.
And the truth is, sometimes it happens to people who act with TP. They don't know what it is. Like, the truth is, Sisters is a soap opera.
It is.
It is.
It is
really
a soap opera in prime time,
It is.
Yeah.
which is what we don't see,
Yeah.
right? Soap operas happen every single day. Sisters happens every week. So a lot of people may be like, oh, this is slow, this is slow. When you watch soap operas every day, you're getting something every single day. So
It never finishes though.
I get it too. And the
that's
thing is,
what
I get
love
it.
about Sisters. Tyler
Talk
never
about it.
He don't never make us wait too long. It be like 3 months in between seasons. I
Talk
be
about
waiting
it.
too.
Yeah.
I be
Talk
over here
about it.
tapping my foot.
See,
I
that's
be ready.
But they shoot 25 episodes in a week, bitch.
But
Facts.
I
6
do-
seasons gonna drop in a month.
I gotta ask
Facts.
you this. Do you ever get your scripts though and you be like, no, you fucking lying? Because Sisters is so chaotic. Like,
want me to tell the truth?
it just be like,
You
are
want me
you
to tell the
fucking
truth?
kidding me? Like, when I found out that Karen was pregnant with your baby and the preacher man, I was like, and it only happens to like 1% of people. I was like, Tyler Perry, be so fucking for real right now.
You want me to
I
tell-
just knew it wasn't gonna be your baby.
You want me to tell the truth?
Tell the
Tell the
truth.
truth.
Matt is over there. Matt will say, I be getting the script sometimes and I be like, I'm not saying none of the words that's on that page. Am I lying? I'm not. But, and I had a conversation with Tyler. And I said to Tyler, I said, yo, T, man, like, come on, man, what we doing? And this is how you know somebody like really knows.
And Karen been pregnant for like 4 seasons.
But it hasn't been 4 seasons.
It been like 3.
It's been 6 seasons.
She been pregnant. You're
She was
lying.
pregnant. She was pregnant in season 3.
No.
We're on season 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's
8.
crazy.
6 seasons.
And see, I was giving grace. I'm talking about 3 seasons.
Because you got to understand, each episode is only the morning portion of that episode. So if we watch this week, it's the morning. Next week
It's
is
the
the
afternoon.
afternoon. The following week is, I'm just being honest. That's just how it is.
I mean, that is what it is.
That's just how it is. So
Oh
when you
my
watch
God.
3 weeks of television, you're like, this 3 weeks of a pregnancy. No, that's one day you've watched of that pregnancy for 3 weeks. You see what I'm saying?
And I know she ain't gonna have a baby till next season.
Now I'm gonna tell you the genius of Tyler Perry. Because I said to him, I was like, yo, T, man, I think we should not. I went 45 minutes. I was saying, we should do this. And, my generation thinks, and we should do. And he sat there and he listened, right? And he said, Devale, you done?
Oh.
I said, yeah, I'm done. He said, you think I made over $3 billion by accident?
Ate you up real bad. Sorry.
Ate me the fuck up.
Bad.
I said, no, you didn't. But he said, so listen to me. I know my audience. I write for my audience. So then I said, well, what do you mean by your audience? He says most people do content thinking, I can expand over all these different genres. I can expand for these people. I write for the people who support me. And then when I thought about the people who support him, I'm thinking the Bible Belt. I'm thinking about black women between the ages of 25 to 65. And I said to myself, those women grew up watching what? Soap operas.
General Hospital.
Because
they love tea, they love mess.
You see what I'm saying?
People have a lot to
I be complaining about the seasons, but I be
still-
tuned in.
You see what I'm saying?
But they do that. I
just
see
be
people
waiting for-
constantly complain about Tyler Perry, but every time he drops a movie, it's number one. Every time he drops something,
Beauty in Black.
it goes to number. Oh, Beauty in Black. I finished
It was
that in a day.
good.
You want to hear
By the
something
time
else?
I finished Beauty in Black, it was afternoon for y'all.
You see what I'm saying? Lex, I swear to God, Lex, I'm gonna slap this shit out of you, bro.
My bad. I'm
You
sorry. My
watched the
bad.
whole half of the season. It was afternoon now.
My bad. My
Karen
bad.
just finished her doctor appointment.
I'll give you a contrast, and then you'll be like, oh, you know what? I get it. Fast and the Furious has how many movies? 10.
7. Oh,
10. It's
Yeah, they're
10
10.
now.
oh, my bad.
They complain every time a new Fast and the Furious comes out, right? And every time it comes out, what is it in the box office?
Number one.
Number one. So who cares about who complains?
Yeah.
That's true.
You can complain because you don't watch it. Or if you do watch it, why are you watching every week and complaining?
Me.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's like people complain about content like Fast and the Furious. There's a lot of them. They watch it. People complain about it. It's number one. Tyler is a businessman. He's a content creator. And he understands that this film or this show was made for a specific group of people. It ain't made for everybody else who's gonna complain.
Right.
I feel
It's made for them.
Yeah.
And those are the people who are typically forgotten.
Yeah.
How many films or projects, for example, Precious? Precious was a movie that would have never, ever gotten made if it wasn't for Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Right? It won an Oscar. Monique won an Oscar. I think Gabourey Sidibe won an Oscar.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for those people, Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey and Lee Daniels, who knew that this audience would love this film, it would have never gotten made.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Honestly, I will never be mad at Tyler Perry too because I'm not an actress and I'm not in Hollywood, but I will say we've had a lot of actors and actresses sitting on the couch and they talk about how hard it is to get roles. He keeps the people
Bruh.
paid.
Bro, I'll tell you. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, and I feel like, at least for me, I be complaining because Tyler Perry don't give us that instant gratification. Like, people be wanting instant gratification.
Make
Like,
you
I
wait.
want to know what the fuck is going to happen.
Make you
And
wait.
he do not let you know right away. It's going to go on for seasons and
He be
seasons.
edging.
He be
Since we
I'm
back
done.
on that, I like that.
I'm done.
Since we back on that, I like that.
He be edging. He be edging. And he is a pro at it. But the shows are so good.
Hey.
Like, you can't stop watching.
Hey.
It's so good. So it's like, you gonna complain. You gonna be like, come on. Like, when we gonna know what the climax is, but then you can't stop watching.
So I'll tell you.
He's a pro at that. That's why he,
I'm
what he
not-
say, 3 billion?
3 billion.
3 billion
But
up.
Now here's the thing. He won't be considered 3 billion liquid for a couple of years, but I can tell you right now, that man is worth more than $3 billion.
I believe it.
More than $3 billion. And another thing is, I've made more money working with Tyler Perry than I ever made as a professional athlete, but I made even more money with the information he gave me, just like 50 Cent. When it came time to contracts, when it came time to letting people, for example, I'll tell y'all this as podcasters. I met with Tyler in 2019 after we did Sisters. We talked and he gave me the story about the 90-10 rule. When he went to CBS had offered him his own television show. And they were just like, oh, we got writers, we got people we gonna put. And Tyler was like, I don't need that. I'll do it. And they were like, oh, we really don't do it that way. So he walked away. Went to TBS and got his own TV show where he got 90% and the company got 10% because he put his own money up.
Was it House of Pain?
House of Pain. And then after House of Pain came Meet the Browns because he was super successful. With my podcast, when I was first with Stitcher, they undershot me. They didn't know the value of the black dollar and they didn't know the value of black following, right? At Stitcher, they said to me, it's like, hey, we'll give you a $50,000 bonus. You got to get $50,000 downloads in the first 6 months and all this other stuff. And I was like, I'm cool on the $50,000 bonus. And they're like, excuse me? I was like, I don't need that. Because I knew my value.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want 50% revenue share of
Period.
everything.
Hello.
I only know this because I had been talking to Tyler. And they were just
Keep your
like,
IP.
They were like, wait a minute, so we don't got to give you 50,000? I said, no, I want ownership.
Yeah.
Deadass Podcast is mine. I want that name. And I also want the ability to put it on digital content, video, and you don't own it.
Yep.
You know what they said? Sure. Go ahead, Devale. You think you're going to get 50,000 downloads? First week of Deadass Podcast. Guess how many downloads? Nope.
Way more than that.
More than that.
How many? Yes.
I'll say
200,000.
275,000
Ooh, I was
downloads.
close.
You were close. Okay.
So you know what happened with that? They had to pay me $50,000 in the first week because we had surpassed the 50,000.
Hello.
They had to pay me that every single week.
I know
Every
that's
single
right.
month because we had the revenue share.
Yeah.
Come on now.
But I learned that from Tyler because it's like, let them underestimate you.
Yep.
Let them underestimate the black value, the black dollar, black viewership. And that's what they always do to Tyler. They always underestimate black viewership, right? And you know what Viacom does? Viacom comes and say, here, Tyler, we'll give you this. Let's see what you do. Number one.
Every
Every time.
Netflix, number one.
Every time.
Amazon,
Every
number one.
And I be right there. As soon as
Me
you drop,
too.
I'm on Tyler Perry shit.
with my
You low-key.
popcorn.
You see what?
You don't even know. I be on that
but you
tweet.
see?
Did y'all watch this motherfucking show?
You see what I'm saying?
I mean-
Like he's when I tell you,
And whether people
a
like it or
genius-
not, they still be talking. I'm a person who I just be feeling like, all publicity is good publicity.
all
People
publicity is good
always talking about it.
Yeah.
Every time he drops something. It's the number one trending on
So wait, we
Black
got off
Twitter.
topic a little bit, but talk about the new movie.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
I love a good Christmas
Me
movie.
Yes.
too.
So talk
and it's
about-
a rom-com.
Yeah.
It is a rom-com.
Talk about that.
It's Meet Me Next Christmas. It comes out today on Netflix, starring Christina Milian, myself, and Kobe Cerebo. I'm excited about it because, and then Tyler will admit to this too, but it's outside of the Tylerverse, which means I get to do something on my own outside of that universe to show my value, not only to
Right.
Tyler, but to BET, to Netflix, to the people, and say, hey, Devale is a draw. So this was an opportunity for me to showcase what I can do. Christina Milian, like she's,
Legend.
come on now.
Dip it low.
Pick it up slow.
Come on
move it
now.
around.
Still number
Come on
one in
now.
my household.
Come on now.
Period.
Come on now. Like
What was
that's
the movie that she did with Nick Cannon?
Love
don't cost a
Oh
thing.
my God,
Come
Perry.
on.
That was her character's name, Perry.
Come on.
Oh, I used
Come
to.
on.
I'd be like, oh my gosh, she is just so beautiful.
She
Still
was.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. She's an even more beautiful person
I love
in
it.
person.
And she's
Yeah.
good at rom-coms.
She is.
She's really. She has a few Netflix rom-coms. I watched all of them. She
They're
can
good.
do a damn rom-com.
She's good. She's good.
Yes.
So to me, this was like a no-brainer. I want to expand myself as an artist. I want people to see me outside of the BET universe and the Tyler universe. Netflix has 300 million viewers.
Yeah.
So hopefully that can expand what I do. But it's fun. It's
You
exciting.
a real thespian.
a-
To be
I am.
or not to be.
That is the question, Lex.
I know
That
that's
is the question. I love y'all. Y'all,
We love you too.
Y'all
This
hilarious.
is such a good episode.
hilarious.
Hey y'all, it's Dre Nicole, CEO of Muse Beauty. Are you ready to take your beauty brand to the next level? Well, I've got something special just for you. I'm introducing the keys to a successful e-commerce brand ebook. In this guide, I spill all of my secrets on how I built Muse Beauty from the ground up into a global beauty brand, serving thousands of customers from all over the world. From defining your brand vision to mastering marketing strategies, this book literally covers it all. Plus, exclusive highlights and tips that you won't find anywhere else. But wait, y'all, it's more. Check out my curated vendors list featuring over 50 top suppliers in the beauty, fashion, and packaging industries. Whether you need cosmetics, accessories, clothing, or chic packaging, I've got you covered. So what are you waiting for? Go to www.musebeautycollection.com and get your ebook, your vendors list, or you could bundle them both together. All right, bye y'all. Yes,
What's
it's
up?
time to bring in the question,
Come on, let's
pour
see.
your heart out. If you have any questions, you can always send them to askpourminds@gmail.com. That's askpourminds@gmail.com. Send us your
Wow.
questions. Send us your testimonials, because sometimes we be giving y'all bad advice. too.
That's the fact.
Okay, so this is the question. You think you a good?
listen.
You think you give good advice?
I don't think I give good advice.
Okay.
I think that I give my perspective.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
take it or leave it.
Okay.
Take it if you don't want it, throw that motherfucker out. All right?
Well,
So-
we about to get Devale perspective.
okay, come on, let's get it.
I've been following you guys for about 4 or 5 years now, and I always feel in tune with you guys weekly. And I look forward to Fridays religiously. It's always so enlightening that I connect with most topics each week. I'm a Leo. I just turned 30 in July. I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I just left the most stereotypical 1.5-year jail relationship who wasn't her father. I met him through my friend who I've known since middle school. We always planned to be on Love After Lockup once he was close to a date. And now that he's...
Lexi, you wrote into the show, Lexi? What? Go ahead, Trey. I'll just...
Now see?
Oh my fucking God.
He see when I jumped on when he said Leo.
I see you. You said like, wait a minute.
Oh, y'all about to love this next part.
Wait.
Y'all about to love this next part. She said, and now that he is home, he ended things with me saying I'm not for him. Such a blessing. I wasn't embarrassed on TV like that, LOL. It felt like I was literally stabbed in the heart and I seen a future with him. I knew there was something off by intuition, and I would ask and he would say he was locked in and is with me. He sent me gifts, money, seen and talked to him daily and weekly until he didn't need me anymore and he was close to release. I feel like I dodged a bullet, and I also feel stupid as hell. But I say this to say that this week's episode, y'all made me feel like the show must go on, and I need to focus on me way more, LOL, and there's nothing wrong with it. I love you guys. Y'all are like my big sissies for real, and God does amazing things through you too. Oh, so I guess it wasn't really a question. It was a testimony.
It was a testimony.
That's good, girl. I'm glad you left that nigga alone.
Locked in. The nigga was locked up. And let me tell y'all, because I see this a lot.
I'm glad you left that nigga alone, sis. I'm glad we helped you come to your senses.
Because what?
Well, he came to his senses
But
first.
meeting a man, he was already in jail.
She had to leave that nigga alone because God said, he left first.
He was like...
Which was a blessing in disguise.
He said, all right, I'm going to fuck with you.
He said, we locked in, ain't no switching up, sight.
Gotcha. So, how do you feel about women dating men in jail?
She said they was gonna be on Love After Lockup.
Like, what are you doing?
I'm trying not to cry.
Talk about that, Lexi. A nigga don't leave me, Zach.
Oh my God, man. So, oh my God, I'm trying not to cry.
I can't.
It was a very chaotic question.
I can't.
I mean,
in a chaotic episode.
She said I was with this dude. As soon as he got out, he was just like, "Yeah, you ain't the one for me."
He said,
"Oh man, okay, so
thanks, boo."
Oh man, wow. First thing I realized is
appreciate you.
She's 30. Y'all going to hell. First thing I'm gonna say is y'all going to hell. Both of y'all going to hell. For you for reading that question out loud, and for you for laughing and making them jokes. And I'm trying to be serious, trying to help this young lady.
I'm sorry.
We
sorry, friend.
This is the first thing I'm going to say. She's 30. Mm-hmm. She has an 8-year-old. Mm-hmm. The fact that she was dating someone in lockup that she probably hasn't met tells me that she probably has some self-esteem issues. Mm-hmm. If you feel you have to just go jump to a dude that's locked up that you met through your middle school friend and you can't meet someone that's out, means you don't value yourself.
You can't meet a man that's free.
You can't meet a man that's free? I didn't say that. Lexi, I didn't say that. Why you starting trouble? I didn't say that.
Bitch, where is your self-esteem?
But I meant that. I didn't say it, but I meant that. Let Lexi say what I meant, because I'm not trying to get canceled. I didn't say that.
But I said
that, all right? Like, if a woman is like, I got to go find somebody who's locked up, I don't think her self-esteem is good. I think that you dodged a bullet. I think that you have to focus on yourself and also your 8-year-old child. Like, you don't got to worry about chasing men. If you a catch and you out here parenting and being the best version of yourself, the right man will come for you.
I agree.
Hopefully, he'll be free.
Okay, now see, you had to get your little joke in.
You better stop.
I'm not. You know what? You're right. Let me say this to her. Let me say this to her and all women out there, and even men too. When you really, truly love yourself, I'm gonna say something good.
You never know what's gonna come out your mouth.
No, but for real, because I went through a time in my life, like in my early 30s, where I was just like doing anything. And I say this is so.
Did you ever date somebody in jail? Well,
I've never.
I would have known that. Yeah.
You never done it?
No.
Never.
She had me.
Never.
She had me.
She like, that's beneath me.
It's something.
Man, beneath me. Now, if he on trial or he got out, I'm with that. But in jail, not doing that. Look at Lex.
Nah.
So you would date a Zach?
Mariah.
You would date a Zach or ex-con?
No.
I know plenty of.
I've dated an ex.
I know plenty of good ex-cons.
Okay, but it depends on like what you did.
Murder.
No.
If
you can murder somebody, you
might
can
murder me.
So how about what if I told you a stat that you didn't know?
I don't want no stats about no murder. I watch true crime.
No, over 80% of the inmates who are in jail because they accepted a plea deal for crimes that they didn't commit.
Okay, so 80%. That 80%, but guess what? 100% can't get me. That's my statistic.
I got you, Lex.
100%.
She ain't with it, y'all. I'm trying to help y'all out. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie.
But going back
in jail, like dating somebody in jail is crazy to me. Now I have dated somebody
a reformed.
I used to love me a reformed hood nigga back in the day. I've changed. I've grown. But I feel like they deserve a chance too. Society won't give you a chance.
I ain't
but
gonna lie, I
do
too, bro.
But
I do too. I know a lot of ex-cons.
That's what I'm saying. So different people accept different things. But this is what I was saying. When you truly, truly love yourself, you will not accept anything beneath that. When you treat yourself well, when you love yourself, when you've done work on yourself,
facts. That's
you
fair.
won't even be in a situation where a man can be in jail and get out and you felt used and abused.
I agree with her.
Yeah.
So you have to really...
If we're being honest,
Yeah, you got to really... When you really love yourself and you know the value and what you bring to the table, you're not going to accept no bullshit.
I agree.
And it takes a while to get there, but... Whether he left you or you left him or you dodged a bullet, at least you realize that now and you can do what you need to do to move forward.
I agree with that.
Let me preach now.
I mean,
go ahead, Lex. Go ahead, Lex.
You said a word.
I don't got $3 billion, but I got $3.
Talk about it, Lex.
Word now.
Talk about it, Lex. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't even do the bop.
It's all right. We got to wrap this shit up.
You don't want to do the bop? Okay, we ain't going to do the bop. We ain't going to do
Let them know where they can find you.
What's the bop?
It's a music of the week. Okay, well, we'll do your bop.
What
music you been jamming this week?
Oh shit! I've been listening to "Changes" by Tupac because this government and this election that had me, it had me stressed. So I've been listening to "Changes" by Tupac. Sugar Hill Gang, why? Because I'm old. Lexi, I swear to God, I'm gonna fight you when this fucking camera go up.
Yep.
That's
your
to the hip hop, but we don't stop. The rocket to the bang. Lex, I swear to God,
really, we almost the same age. I'm fucking with you.
Y'all are.
How old are you, Lexi?
I'm 35. I'm right
33.
Oh, yeah. Y'all,
we ain't
right there. They right there, too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Tupac Changes. Did you ever see that video of Santana twerking and Changes?
No.
Okay.
You seen it. He talking about no. You seen that shit.
First of all, Santana's my mans. I rock with Santana. We did some stuff together, but I'm not gonna watch a video with Santana.
Well, he was twerking. But he ain't
twerking. It went viral.
Why would I watch that though?
I don't know. It went viral.
If it come up on your timeline, it ain't gonna not play just because you swiped up.
He said, "Dude."
Yeah, but you said if I watched it, I can look up and I can see Santana talking about something. Oh, that's just funny. I can look up and see Santana twerking and just swipe that motherfucker.
That's fair.
So I didn't see him.
That's a good point.
I'm not trying to see him twerk.
That's fair.
That's just
but
my
he
man.
Twerk good.
So Kadeem wasn't like,
I'll take your word. And I'll just be like, not Santana.
Okay, let us know where they can find your podcast, what days it drops, where they can find you, and all that good stuff.
Well, you can find me at I Am Devale on all platforms. The Deadass Podcast, that's Deadass with Kadeen and Devale. You can find us there. You can watch Meet Me Next Christmas today, November 6th on Netflix. Make sure you watch Sisters on BET and Zatima on BET+.
I feel like we gotta have you back on the show, you and your wife.
Yeah, we gotta have.
I'm with it.
That would be so
I think
good.
she would love y'all because y'all mad funny.
We gotta have her on.
I think y'all could bring the parts of Kadena out that people don't know because Kadena hood chick. She from Brooklyn. And she's so used to being like, put together, and this would be fun for her. She gets to really talk.
Yeah, y'all definitely got to come back together.
We'll definitely come back.
But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe to our Patreon. New episodes drop every Monday. Y'all check out musebeautycollection.com, all that good stuff. What else we got?
Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to the channel. Tour dates are dropping very soon.
Going on tour again
2025 Poor Minds Tour. We coming back on the road.
Get money.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Y'all make sure y'all share the content, like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And let me say this before we close out. Y'all, there is one
Twitter account that is connected to Poor Minds. It's POUR_MINDS. Y'all are tagging the wrong Poor Minds page. If you see @Poor Minds with no underscore, that is a fake page. Do not follow that page, okay? They blocked me, Andrea, and the Poor Minds page on both. So we only have one Instagram, one Twitter, one TikTok. It is POUR_MINDS. All right?
And we got hella fake Facebook pages.
Oh, the Facebook pages. It's the
The crazy thing is our Facebook page actually have the least amount of followers.
So if you on Facebook,
the one that's ours
got the least amount of followers.
The one that's not us got like 250,000
followers. But y'all
followers.
know it's fake if you actually look at the content, because the caption is like, whoever it is don't speak English. Because their captions are like,
Bumba Claus.
Should men pay bill? Should men pay bill? Yes, no. Check answer below.
Block.
Booyah, booyah, booyah.
Like, that's literally what the captions
I like you want with that DDG Bumba Claude.
Bumba Claus.
I love that. We ready, Javi?
Got a little something
In my bedroom. Oh, yeah. So, girl, please don't be late.
There's a meeting in my
Meeting in my bedroom.
Come on, ladies.
Bedroom. So please don't make me wait.
I'm
You
not
better
waiting.
say, I know that's right.
I'm not waiting.
There's a meeting
in my
bedroom. Not the ass.
Yeah.
Looking at my rolling girl, I see it's almost time. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Got a little something for my sexy. No. I like having you around, so I gotta put you down. I said wrong words, I don't know what I'm saying. So be there or be square.
There's a meeting in my bedroom. So girl, please don't be late.
There's a meeting in my bedroom.
There's a meeting in my bedroom.
So girl, don't make me wait. Yo, body roll that shit.
In my bed. There's a meeting in my bed. Yeah.
Step into me, casa, lay you down. Boom, boom, boom.
Hit that high note.
Got a little something for my sexy mama. Been checking for you since day one. You're my moon and you're my sun. No. Girl, you're jiggy and you know that I'm still in your low. So be there or be square. So girl, please don't be late. 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 There's a meeting. Bedroom.
Girl,
Please
don't
don't.
make me wait.
Okay, you know what? The Bamboozlers. The Bamboozlers. We ate that shit. And we'll see y'all next week.
Hey, what you gonna do now?
I don't know.
What you gonna do now?
I don't know. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know the words, don't care. We in my room.
Yeah.